Hello everyone and welcome to GDQ HOTFIX. Today we have a new feature for you to enjoy. It's the Kusogrande Invitational. And to help some of you who've never seen Kusogrande before, we've got Brossentia here who helps organize it. And why don't you just tell us what is Kusogrande?
Hello everybody. Yes, Kusogrande is generally a bad video game tournament. The title itself consists of two words, Kuso and Grande. If you want, you can go ahead and Google both of those to find out the origin of the name. But in essence, what we usually do is have people go up against each other for 1 hour, attempting to make as much progress as possible. For this invitational, we have 16 people who we have handpicked to come and battle it out. Today, for this first match, I know that we have Proton John going up against Withheld. Proton John is one of our longtime players he's played tons of video games. He's been around on Twitch for quite a while. Withheld, one of our game masters who helps curate some of the games that we have in the everyday tournament. Withheld is going to be playing, representing that team, the game master team.
So you have teams, and well, we've only got 16 players. So Kusograndes are usually really big tournaments. How did you decide which 16 players to invite?
Yeah, right now for the current tournament that's going on, the non-invitational one, everybody who submitted and applied was basically able to get in. For this, though, I wanted to look at people who have been notable in the community, people who have volunteered for the community, those who have done extremely well. Hint, Andy, who's on that bracket right there. He took first during the last Kusogrande, and he took second in the one before. No big surprise that he's here. And also, we wanted to get some of the GDQ staff involved as well. So we have 4 people from that group.
All right. So what about the format? So 16 players? Is it straight tournament? How is this going to happen?
It will be a tournament double elimination. Those who lose will be duking it out, trying to stay alive. And then at the end, we will have a grand final. In general, we do 2 out of 3 to see who comes out on top between the last 2 players from the winners and losers brackets.
All right, so before we toss things completely over to Brossentia and his crew, just wanted to remind you all, currently, Summer Games Done quick submissions, both for submitting a game to the marathon and for applying to be an on-site volunteer, are open currently. If you go to www.gamesdonequick.com, you can check out all of the other dates for deadlines for the upcoming event. You can apply to be a volunteer or send in a game for our committee to look over. But with that, Brossentia and Faizu, why don't you take over the show here?
All right, well, we haven't shown what the game is yet. It happens to be Paris-Dakar Rally Special. Is that how you say it, Faizu?
Probably. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go with that.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great. This is a game that never came out in the US from what I know, but we are using an English patch. That way the players can actually see what they need to do. That helps.
Yeah, because, I mean, when you think of a game based on a race that takes you from France to Senegal, you immediately think that, it's going to be a Japanese-only game. And sure enough, that's exactly what this is, a Japanese-only game, which is one of the strangest racing games, certainly, that you're likely to see.
Yeah, luckily, so here's the deal. As we have the players going through this, whoever makes the most progress at any given point in an hour is the victor. So, for example, if Proton John got to level 5, died, and for some reason had to start the game over, that's okay. He put his marker right there at level 5. So whoever between Proton John and Withheld makes the most progress is the victor today.
Indeed. And neither of them have seen this before. I'm kind of surprised, but neither of them, from what I know, have even heard of this before.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad about this, because this is a beautiful thing to see and to play blind. You'll all find that out shortly if you don't know of this game.
I played this, I think just to see what this game was. I played it for half an hour or so, and I was laughing so hard because it's kind of a train wreck. In the best ways,
Well, that's what we go for with Kusogrande, really, isn't it? We go for the most entertaining train wrecks we.
It's true. I'm going to be getting the countdown ready, so we should be starting fairly soon.
I'm excited. The inaugural match of the Kusogrande Invitational.
Oh, baby. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. As soon as we see the players enter, the time is off. All right, so what can you tell us about this game, Fize?
Well, this is a racing game. It's a rally game. And obviously you can't have a rally game unless you've already managed to get yourself a sponsor and some money, bought yourself a car, gotten a partner. So that's the very first part of Paris-Dakar Rally.
Yeah.
You have to wander around a town and basically get a car and get set up for the actual rally.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Proton John is reading the intro just to make sure he gets any information that's needed. I usually think that's a good idea. Sometimes there can be hints or information that you need. Just so everybody knows, we did give them a guide for the first level because this is the least interesting level and we want to get to the juicy stuff. Also, simply put, because they're wandering around going to various places, we don't want them guessing. We want them to get to the action.
Pretty much. If you're doing this section blind, it can take 5 to 10 minutes of wandering around, entering buildings and asking everybody everything. So I gave them an idea of exactly what they need to do to get through this section and get onto the actual meat of the game. You know, the race.
Yeah, we want the races. We need cars, okay? What kind of car would you get, Faizu, if you were in this game?
Well, they've got the choice between a sports car and a four-wheel drive, and I would think that a four-wheel drive would be the best option. I have actually got no idea if it makes any real difference, because that would require playing this game more than I actually want to.
By the way, the rally costs money. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Well, the game just told us.
I mean, I know that buying a car costs money, but entering the rally? Well, maybe it does. So what do you know about the real Paris-Dakar Rally?
Literally nothing. I'm American. I don't even know where is the rally. Where does it happen?
It goes from Paris to Dakar, or at least it used to.
Oh, well, that makes sense with the name Paris.
So yeah, it's basically from France to West Africa, although that did stop a little while ago due to concerns of safety in the region, and it kind of shifted to South America, but it still maintains, it retains the name Paris-Dakar Rally for whatever reason.
So it's a lie now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, Proton John learning the pin.
The pin is not something you actually need to use. You don't need to write that down or anything like that, but I didn't tell them.
Yeah, I imagine they're probably making sure they remember the pin. I would.
This part, I mean, Proton John is a little bit behind in this part, but this really is before the actual game starts. This isn't a problem to begin with.
This is a warm-up. This is the part where everybody just goes through, gets everything done, and Withheld is doing a reflex test.
Yeah, so the last thing you have to do before you enter the rally is get a partner. And to do that, you, for whatever reason, need to do a reflex test. One of those icons will flash up with A or B, and you have to press the corresponding button. And the better you do, the better partner that you will get, which does actually make a difference. Not a huge one, but getting the higher ratings on this is nigh impossible. At least it is for me, because
I got at least one, I think. Nah, I might have gotten Mike to join me. Who cares? Mike's a good guy, okay? He's just there to help.
I mean, there's I think 5 partners you can get, but it looks like Withheld is ready for the rally.
Ah, you are now ready for the rally. Can I win?
Meanwhile, Proton John is, I think, called JJJJ.
Yeah, so we've got AAAA and JJJJ.
Okay, the rally begins. This is where it gets exciting.
Let's see how long it takes until Withheld dies.
Not very long at all.
Not going to be
I'm
very
guessing.
long.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see this stage quite a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
One thing...
Someone left barrels in the middle of the road. It's just terrible.
It gets worse. It gets so much worse.
Oh yeah, the car's behind you. Just wait though. Oh, the barrel out of nowhere. Oh,
and that's a game over. So
that's how life goes.
Thankfully, they have, I'm fairly certain, unlimited continues. I've never managed to run out in this anyway.
Same here.
Yeah. You have limited lives for each section. You have limited gas as well. You can pick up extra gas as you go, and you get an opportunity to get more at the end of each level, but we are probably going to see this first level quite a lot, because it is really painful to get through.
Oh yeah, I was a little bit angry about this level. Just so much death. Death everywhere. Oh, it looks like John decided to retry the test, managing to get a D.
He's got Mike to join.
Mike's fine.
Mike is fine. Mike is a good guy. Mike will sort you out for the section where
Good old
your partner
Mike.
matters.
Mikey.
The Proton John is getting ready, and Withheld has managed to not die so far in this attempt, which is quite good. Dodging barrels, dodging...
Well, just wait. Trust me, there's plenty of death to be had, because...
As soon as I say that.
I was going to say your vision is a little bit narrow, maybe not as narrow as the street right there. Oh, I love it.
So at this point, Withheld is technically in the lead, but if Proton John manages to make it to anywhere within the narrowed street, then we have a lead change. And that's how Kusogrande goes, but I suspect Proton John is probably going to die a lot before we...
So much death. You know what? Because we both played this game a good amount, we fully expect about 1,000 deaths, okay?
There is going to be a lot of death in this.
So much death! The music is pretty exciting, though, at least.
Oh, absolutely. I gave this out to... or I didn't give it out, but I was talking about this with some of the other Kusogrande Games Masters, and a few of them, I know, rage quit on this level. Which is a shame, because this game gets way more bizarre than this.
Oh yeah, I got through this level. Everybody should.
This level is... This level is probably the closest the game ever gets to actually being a racing game.
Also the closest it gets to being playable. Okay, Proton John is probably going to die. Yep. Okay, the narrow section is particularly difficult, but I feel like Proton John made a little bit more progress there than Withheld did before.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah, so Proton John is technically a tiny bit in the lead. Honestly, you won't really see until the players beat this level. At that point, it'll be a solid indication that somebody, is in the lead.
Absolutely. I mean, we are 8 minutes into this, so there's still 52 minutes of utter suffering remaining. So,
You only have 3 lives.
No.
And you have gas? You have to conserve gas, right?
You do indeed.
Okay, because, essentially fuel is a timer, and then you have a secondary timer.
Yep.
Because why not?
I can't remember exactly how fuel works, whether it's one of those things that forces you to go quickly or just forces you to actually pick up the G icons that you see on the screen.
Oh no, is Proton John starting over?
I think he might be.
Oh, I think that's probably not a good plan, but he may be trying to go get a better reflex test and get a better partner.
Possibly, but that doesn't really help for this section, at least.
When does the partner help?
The partner helps in level 3, I think.
Okay.
Where, as in the traditional Paris-Dakar rally, you need to get out of your car and jump over pits to activate switches. But you might fall down those pits, at which point you need your partner to lower a ladder so that you can get out.
Okay.
And from what I can tell, the main difference that your partner makes is how long you are stuck down the pit before a ladder will appear.
Okay.
So basically, how lazy your partner is in terms of getting out.
I love it.
There may be other differences, but none that I've noticed. That was the biggest one.
Yeah, if the players manage to make it to stage 3, it could possibly make a difference going back and doing this. Who knows, though?
If they make it to stage 3, that will almost certainly make a difference, because those jumps required to get over the pit are basically pixel perfect, and there's no way to die when you're in the pit, so you are stuck down there until the ladder appears.
Pixel perfect. Everybody loves those.
Absolutely.
Withheld, getting another game over, I'm not too surprised. There's the narrow section that you have to drive through, and then it gets wide again. Withheld does appear to be in the lead, though. John can get right back in this, though. All he really needs to do is go get a good reflex test and then get back into the race. All you need is one good playthrough through this race section in order to make progress.
Exactly. Did you notice which car John picked the first time around?
I don't know.
I know he went for four-wheel drive this time. I'm not sure if he went for sports last time and he's swapping over, but...
Just get a Lamborghini, John.
Well...
They're shaped for speed.
A lot of the rally is off-road, which makes me think that a Lamborghini might not necessarily be the best choice.
Oh, it's fine. Just get a few dings in your Lamborghini, you know, you're cool.
I mean, going by this game, part of the rally is underwater, so...
I'm not 100% sure what John is doing. Maybe just experimenting with this a little bit. Probably not a bad thing to do.
I think he may be trying hammering on buttons to see whether it counts mistakes, which it does, but he's definitely taking his time with this. I'm not entirely sure why, but hey.
Yeah, I'm curious.
We will have to ask him about this after the race.
Just so everybody knows, Withheld is certainly in the lead at this point. We have an hour to see how much progress both of these players can make, though.
I'm hoping they're not all going to be stuck on the first level for all eternity. It is possible, but it's not that likely. Withheld dies again.
John might actually be writing down the individual letters to see if they're in the same order.
You might be right.
Except he got John to join and opted to keep John. No, John's worse than Mike, John. I'm sorry to tell you, John, that don't choose John, John. Okay, we've got double John here. John and John.
Okay, John and John are off. Again, I don't know. Maybe Proton John accidentally hit end and had to restart, but I don't know. I'm really unsure as to his thought process there. It seemed like he was trying some unusual strategies during the reflex test.
Yeah, I'm really interested to know what his thought process is. Luckily, it looks like he's probably going to be chatting with us after this match, so we can get a fairly good idea of what he was doing.
This is assuming that he isn't so angry at me that he doesn't want to talk to or be in the same voice chat as me, which is possible.
We'll find out. Honestly, at this point, 100% what you want to do. At least what worked for me was to pay attention to the cars coming behind if it looked like I was going to get trapped in front, I just slowed down.
Yeah, that was my strategy as
Yeah,
well.
like John right there, unfortunately
Yeah.
cornered himself so that he had to take a death.
Yeah, especially in the narrow section, you want to be going fast, but you also kind of don't, because it's really, really easy to get yourself wedged into the side.
Leave yourself room that you can navigate. Be willing to use that brake. It's a racing game. But look, you don't want to race to the Grim Reaper. You want to just race to Dakar.
Is this really a racing game?
Yeah, look at it. They're going so fast. They're going like... They don't even have a speed gauge, but they're going super fast, supersonic.
I'm more curious about all of these cars that are going much, much faster than them coming from behind to overtake.
No! John! It's just going to be trial and error, honestly. All they need to do is figure out how they can get past this part. Honestly, this is the first major wall in the game, and then level 2 is the second major wall in the game.
I don't think level 2 is quite as bad as this.
No, it's a little bit easier.
Level 2, I'm kind of torn on whether I want to ruin some of the really silly and ridiculous things that this game does.
No, they'll see it. Don't worry.
Okay.
Like, John right now has 3 lives left, moving into the narrow section in just a minute.
Withheld is about 2/3 of the way through the level and still has 2 lives.
2 lives. That's
one life.
One life left.
I need to stop talking.
Withheld got back to where the road gets wide again, though. Okay.
I'm just wary of saying anything, because as soon as I say someone's doing well, they die. I have commentator's curse.
Now, during this narrow section, you can actually sort of manipulate some of the cars to stay towards the front of the road. That way cars behind you do not spawn quite as frequently. You know, it's not a perfect art.
Wow, I have a feeling you're better at this game than I am.
Hey, I put a lot of work into getting through this skate, okay? And I'm not a reckless driver, okay? I use my signal and everything.
Shall I tell them, the audience, the story?
I did
about
not
you
hit a
driving?
train. I did not hit a train, okay? That's a lie.
No, you didn't hit a train. This is perfectly accurate. You just nearly did.
I did. There wasn't even a train there. There was no train. Okay, John is getting really close to the end of the stage. I would just take it a little bit slow and make sure, that you don't hit those barrels. Who put the barrels in the road?
He is going so close to those barrels, and it is making me feel very uncomfortable.
I'm panicking.
I'm genuinely unsure how he didn't hit some of those.
Like, here's the deal. He gave... Oh, no!
Oh, right at the end.
Also, chat, I did not rob a train. I did nothing to a train. I barely even know what a train is, so... Yeah, don't accuse me of lies. Oh, well, John almost made it to the end. Honestly, I thought that he maybe made a mistake having gone back to the beginning of the game, but it seems like he's really gotten the idea of this stage pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the beginning certainly isn't something that's going to help him, but it doesn't seem to have hindered him too badly in terms of just getting... Although he's only got 1 life left at this point. I'm curious as to whether he's thinking about taking an intentional death, just to make sure he's got some more lives for the later section. But either way, it's irrelevant because he died.
If I died before the narrow section, I would probably just run into the wall twice and, start this section over. But I do think that people should keep in the back of their minds that even though we believe that it's infinite continues, this game could potentially pull a Golgo 13. For those who don't know, Golgo 13 is a game where you have 52 continues. It doesn't tell you anywhere. but if you lose 52 times, you have to start the game over.
Yep. Which seems like such an arbitrary number, to me at least. Perhaps there is some
It's
deep lore
13
reason for
times
it.
4. 13 times 4. 4 is evil, 13 is evil. It's like double evil.
Yeah, 4 is death in Japanese
Yeah.
superstition, isn't it? And he's Golgo 13, so...
Yep.
Okay, so that
John!
makes a degree of sense.
It's
But,
also
yeah,
the
I
number
mean-
of cards in a deck. Huh. Yeah, I guess it is. Well,
And probably number of weeks in a year, I guess. I can't remember. I'm bad at everything.
no. Well, maybe you are. I don't know.
Thanks, bro. I can always
You're
count
wel-
on you.
Oh, so welcome everybody. At this point, we believe I know Proton John made it really close to the end, but Withheld made a lot of progress too. John is just testing out things to see if going super slow affects the speed of other cars. I believe. I'm not 100% sure.
It's a smart idea to test things out and see what happens. At least for this level. The problem is, he's kind of gotten really close to the end of this level already, and... I mean, I didn't tell them that every level is completely different to the previous ones. So he may be testing things out in the hopes that they'll keep him going through later levels, and they really won't. I think the last level plays out the same as this one, but all of the others, not so much.
Just so everybody knows, Proton John has been playing in Kusogrande for quite a while, and generally has done pretty dang well. You know, he's hasn't managed to make it to the end of a Kusogrande yet, but he's always put in a strong effort. Withheld this year is one of our game masters, and she's been choosing some high quality pieces so far during the tournament. I'm trying to remember the last one or any of them.
It's worth mentioning that we have a very different meaning of the word quality when it comes to Kusogrande.
Quality for us, not quality for the players.
Yeah, the players don't get to enjoy themselves, although many of them actually do. There is
It's weird.
There is a pretty good history of people being forced to play horrible things in Kusogrande, and then they decide to speedrun.
Yeah, a lot of the awful block at GDQ somehow tends to come from this. Not all of it, but pieces, bits and pieces here and there. Oh no, John! Well, what can you say? It's Paris. This is what driving in Paris looks like, okay? People murdering each other left and right. You know, barrels all over. Why are there so many barrels in Paris? I just can't tell you.
Please note, everybody, that the things Brosentia says, the things that come out of his mouth are not necessarily things that Brosentia actually agrees with or thinks.
No, it's what I learned in history.
I'm fairly certain that Brosentia's mouth is entirely disconnected from his brain.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong. How about that? So, well, also welcome to Kusogrande, where we just have to figure out something to talk about while people bash their heads against the wall trying to get through some of these stages.
Trying to get through level 1.
This game is rough. Like, I don't know if it's going to be the roughest game that's out there for today, but it's definitely up there.
I have an idea of what we're hoping to inflict for the remaining. Was hello?
I'm sorry. My phone went off, and I meant to push no, don't talk to me, but I accidentally answered it. And so I'm like, no, push the red button. Red button.
We're so professional. How did Games Done Quick allow us on here?
I don't know. I think it was bribery.
Whatever works. Oh, in any case, they're continuing. I don't think anyone's made it back to the point where they have before, unfortunately.
No,
'Cause
they haven't.
Both of them have made it to within seconds of the end of the level.
Yeah, so close. Extremely close. Now, be aware that we are willing to measure progress based off of pixels if need be.
Oh, yeah.
So, and yeah, we've done that. We have had matches decided by 1 pixel of progress. So,
we
we've got
actually
the full
have.
hour. Yeah. Good old Swamp Thing for the NES. That was a match.
Yep, that was indeed one of the ones where things were basically a direct screenshot comparison as to where people were.
Exactly. Well, I feel like we're going to see it stage 2.
I'm
By
certain
both
we're going
players.
to. I'm certain we are either going to see stage 2 or one of them is just going to give up and quit and start playing something.
No, oh my gosh, how did John live? That was nuts. Okay, John has 2 cars left. Not a huge deal. Withheld as well.
Withheld is nearly through. Withheld is nearly through the narrow section, but only has 1 car left at this point.
Honestly, I usually, when I was playing this level, I just tried to stay towards the middle so that when the barrels appeared, I could dodge them easily.
Yeah, the barrels have a really hard time hitting you if you're going fast and you are roughly in the middle of the stage.
Yeah.
If you're going slower, they're going to hit
John!
you.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
John, come on. We want to see level 2. They're both on 1 life. They're both approaching the end of the stage. John has made it.
Go.
Okay, and now John gets to do a mini game where he gets to fill up on things.
But I'm watching Withheld. Withheld is definitely not out of it. In fact, the goal is coming up. As long as they don't die at the last second, they will be moving on to the minigame as well. And there we go, Withheld as well.
So the minigame, wow. Okay, the timing was close. The minigame is kind of like the game where you have to bounce the babies around the babies from the burning building or whatever. You just basically pick up extra gasoline and time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so stage 2. Stage 2, which, very much, as with all races, is Pac-Man.
Except, don't eat anything.
Yeah, it's evil Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Theoretically, if you look at the goal marker on the right, it looks like it's a much shorter stage, and technically it is, but it's still a difficult one. And on this stage, you can drop oil slicks, which will reverse the direction of the enemy cars, which, for whatever reason, I'm assuming it's something, again, to do with French driving or something, where you're just constantly going down all these one-way roads, and...
I thought they were bombs, but yeah, they might be oil slicks.
I think they're oil slicks. Maybe they are bombs. They're basically the same thing. You light them on fire and things happen.
There we go, and you can get a G, which is gas, right?
Yeah, it looks like if a car hits them, then you do indeed get gas out of it. John has got a good strategy here.
I like this strategy. It's great. Oh, no! Backfired a little bit there.
On the other hand, he's still got 2 lives left.
Okay. Yeah, as
Withheld.
long as you have good reflexes, you can make this work.
Withheld, on the other hand, is kind of trying to do this the more, I guess, traditional way of actually taking different routes, trying to avoid the vehicles.
I'm so angry at John, okay? Let me just say, because this stage took me so long, and here he is just cheesing his way through. This isn't how you race. Following a car that's going backwards, that's just not right.
I genuinely don't think that this stage is as bad as the first one. It's difficult for sure, especially as you're trying to figure out the movement of the cars. But it could be a lot worse. Like stage one is kind of a reaction test, and half the things that you have to react to, like the narrow corridor, you don't even know about at first.
Yeah, you're right. I can't recall stage 3 though. I feel like I made it there, but I don't know what it is.
Stage 3 is special. Every stage in this is special.
It's extremely different. Hey, Withheld is using the same strats, kind of.
Stage 3... Look, this entire game just gets more ridiculous as it goes along. Like, you may look at this and think that the RPG section at the start, where you have to find a sponsor and buy a car, you might think that's weird enough, and it is. But then it kind of goes into almost a racing game for 2 levels, or at least you're, you know, driving a car and trying to get to a goal, and then things get progressively weirder. I wonder if this was, like, officially licensed. Or if they just somehow got away with slapping the Paris Dakar Rally name on.
I have no idea, since it only came out in Japan. They could have probably done whatever they wanted.
That's what makes me wonder.
I was a little bit concerned about John running out of time.
John's made it to the end.
There we go. Very nice push there.
Level 3. And now he gets to do the bouncing driver on a car thing.
It's a good minigame. Honestly, sometimes it's worth doing minigames in some of these matches. In this one, I wouldn't say so. In other games, you know, you can get extra lives, you can get continues. In this game, you have 1 life and infinite continues. So,
okay, so yes, that's true, but it is good to get the extra time and gas regardless. I think I can't remember if it carries over, but at this point, John is driving a car where he is being attacked by birds dropping eggs and mice crawling out of sewers. There are geckos climbing up the walls. There's helicopters flying above and crashing, just like the real rally.
Yeah, this looks familiar.
Thankfully, he has a gun mounted on the front of his car, which he can use to shoot the giant sewer mice. And you got to watch out for those falling blocks as well.
Paris has really changed since the 80s, just so you know, okay?
This is such an evil section just because of the bit. It gives you 2 birds that drop eggs, and if you are moving at full speed, the eggs will hit you.
I love it! By the way, Withheld is on the same stage.
They are both progressing really, really well.
Oh, yeah. And I can honestly say I did not make it this far. I do not recognize any of this.
Oh, wow. You are in for a treat if they get further than this, then.
Oh, good.
Like I said, this game just gets weirder from this point on. This is the first bit where you're kind of going, wait, what?
Oh,
okay,
baby
so
cakes. Oh.
Here's a bit where, you know, there's fireballs coming out of the ground, and
oh no!
So what John needs to do is jump over the gap and hit that switch over there to, you know, create a bridge,
or just die.
Dying works too.
How do you jump over?
You can do it. It's just a very pixel perfect jump if memory serves.
Both Withheld and John trying to make this jump.
It's possible, I promise.
Oh, there goes
go.
John. Very
just,
nice.
You need a running start, that's all.
Okay. Oh no, Withheld! Watch out, the fire!
And John makes it through that section and then is immediately a bird egg smashes into his car, and that's him done.
That's how life. No. Those bird eggs.
Oh, John. He stopped for the egg just then.
I think Withheld has taken the lead. Oh, boulders!
Withheld has taken the lead. You can shoot those boulders as well.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you can shoot the boulders.
Well, okay. I wouldn't have thought about that, but that's good. Good to know.
The bullets on the car are very, very powerful. It's just difficult to shoot the boulders because, you know, they're usually bouncing from uphill.
High caliber.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that this is the bit I was talking about, or akin to this, when I mentioned about what your partner does. Unlucky, John. There is a bit later on where you have to do basically... You have to jump from block to block to get to the switch.
Okay.
and there is no ladder back up. So if you fall, you have to wait for your partner. Oh, withheld is at the bit where you have to go into a sewer to hit the switch. Because that makes sense.
This is a racing game. Why is there a sewer level? That makes no sense. At least water isn't dripping and killing him.
No, just... I don't even know what those are. Boulders?
It's a sewer.
So boulders.
I guess the sewer boulders. Everybody wants to watch out for those.
I think withheld will make it through this section. There we go. John is now up to the bit where he has to descend into the sewers to activate the switch. Yeah, this is a strange game.
Turns out they don't eat much fiber in Paris.
Wow.
I'm sorry, but it's weird. Oh, John! Does dying even do anything? What do you think? I actually don't know in this stage. You've got time. It looks like you can die as much as you want as long as your car doesn't die.
The car's the important bit. It doesn't matter if people die.
Hey, John got through that section. It looks like withheld is making some solid progress. Ooh.
Yeah, now just wait for one of these bits where you have the multi-platform jumps and you have no ladder back up. Because that will be coming.
Oh no.
That might be stage 4.
Oh, so close, John. Withheld is just a tiny little bit ahead.
I'm surprised at how close this match is right now.
This is so good.
Like, they were both stuck on the first level for 20 minutes or so, and then they basically synced up perfectly.
Both of them are really good blind racers, though. You know, I shouldn't be surprised. I am a little bit, but shouldn't be.
I mean, I'm kind of just surprised because they struggled so much on the first level. I say that. Anyone in the audience should probably give this a try, and you will see just how painful that first level is.
How did John go under the boulder? I don't know. Oh, the ladders are getting longer.
Yeah,
Paris.
those jumps are very, very close.
Is this how
There we
you
go,
treat
now-
your citizens, Paris?
I mean, this probably isn't Paris anymore. Paris was
I don't
probably
care.
maybe the first 2 levels, but and that's a death for withheld in the off-road section.
Paris
Oh,
at least endorses this.
Did you see what withheld learned there?
No. What was it?
The crashing helicopter at the very start. If you let that crash, it spawns an extra life.
Ooh, I like it. That's extremely helpful.
That is going to be very, very useful. But on the other hand, John is nearing the end of the level.
Yeah, is this gonna be it, maybe? Oh, John! John, you gotta walk on the cloud, okay?
Yep,
Like,
because that makes sense.
I love it.
That's just how the Paris-Dakar Rally works. You have to walk on the clouds to press the switches that open the gates, blocking you from progressing. I'm starting to think that the real problem with this rally is that nobody along the route that the rally takes actually wants the rally to take place, and so they've just booby-trapped
you're right.
everything. They've put up as many barriers as possible. They're throwing barrels at you and dropping boulders and...
Yeah, they're just like, ugh, we're tired of this. All our tax money has to go to filling potholes. Ugh.
As someone who lives in a place where the roads are actually closed for like 2 weeks of the year for a road race, I can relate to that actually.
John, 4 seconds left. He managed to get
That was so
through.
close.
That is ridiculous. But withheld has always caught up pretty quickly. I don't think this is going to be an exception.
So John is doing this minigame, and there's not really any point in not doing the minigame because it really is a matter of seconds at best to pick
But
up
what
some
does it
bonus.
give you?
Gas and time.
Oh,
I can't remember for the life of me if gas and time refill when you need to continue, or if it remembers how much you had when you started the level.
I gotcha. So essentially give some guy a concussion, get a bunch of gas in time.
Pretty much.
Okay. And there we go, Proton John, on to the next stage. We have just over 20 minutes left.
Okay, and this is one of those bits where the aforementioned ladder friend is necessary.
John, come on, bring the ladder.
I mentioned this in the instructions as well. I said there is a part where you are definitely going to fall into a pit. You haven't soft locked, just run around and push buttons until something happens. The reason why I said that is because I'm not actually sure if it's time-based or if it's based on kind of you also running around and trying to do things before your little friend comes out and drops a ladder for you. The problem is he takes the ladder away as soon as you get back up there. So if you fall again, then you need to wait for it.
John, you're useless. Not Proton John, the other John. Literally useless.
Yep. And this is, like I say, I think the only thing I've noticed that your different partner actually has an impact on. There is one other section where it might matter, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But this is the main one that I noticed.
Come on, stupid John. I want you. Yeah, I think Proton John is regretting not going with Mike.
Well, Proton John just found an extra life, though.
Oh, well that's pretty good.
Yeah, the jumps on this are really, really difficult, and the momentum doesn't carry over on... There is no momentum when you're on that block and trying to jump off it, which makes that last jump onto the switch deceptively difficult. This game is mean.
It's so good.
When I told them that the game that they were playing was Paris Dakar Rally Special and neither of them have heard of it, they were like, given that you're giving this to us and the reactions that you're having to being able to give this out, I'm guessing this isn't a standard racing game. And they were right.
It's fairly standard. Oh, Withheld is moving on to this stage as well.
And now John gets to do it again.
And Withheld has the bonus of not having John.
This is true. The question is, how much time has John spent on that? Ah, yes, and now the famous part of the Paris Dakar Rally where you go underwater and shoot at sharks.
Of course there's a water stage in a racing game. You know, why wouldn't there be?
We've had a sewer level, why not have a water level as well? Oh yes, and there are also planes dropping, helicopters dropping depth charges, and there are also torpedoes flying at.
Not the torpedoes!
They
oh wow.
really, really don't like this rally.
No, I can't blame them though. This rally is... I don't know, maybe they were hired by the individual countries, you know, in this rally, being like, please just murder this car, okay? We just can't handle it anymore. They're polluting our oceans. They're causing potholes. They're just walking on clouds. We don't understand anything that they're doing. Please, they need to die.
They keep breaking the laws of both physics and automotive engineering.
And actual laws as well.
Well, yeah, quite a few of those.
Okay, Withheld is enjoying the pit.
Ah, the pit. Has Withheld? I've been watching John's screen and also looking up bits on the actual rally. But has Withheld had a ladder appear yet?
Not that I've seen.
Oh, John has exploded. And unfortunately, the underwater section doesn't count as a new level because it's still the same section of the rally, and John just walked into the water. Oh, but he did that to get the extra life, which is actually a wise idea since he figured out that.
Mike, come help Withheld. John, come help John. Okay, Mike came and got the ladder out. Is it just like Mike was sitting in the car and Like, probably texting somebody. Finally looked up. Oh. My partner's
No, he's-
drowning. Poor
well, no, he's called June now.
Well, that's John withheld his
yeah. Yes, you're correct. I'm sorry, but yes.
Just so everybody knows, we do have matches in a tournament pretty much happening 3 or 4 times a week. This invitational, is only going to be on GDQ's channel. The other ones happen over at my channel over at Brosentia. So,
This.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say this has no impact on the channel that is on the tournaments that is ongoing, the 4th Kusogrande tournament.
Yep.
This contains a lot of people who aren't actually allowed to partake in the tournament, like the games masters who curate the games.
Especially Maikuyama.
Yes.
We banned him specifically, but he gets to play here. That rabble-rouser, he just causes so many problems.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so both of them are doing fairly well in the swimming section of the racing game.
I'm not actually sure how far through this they are, but they are doing remarkably well. Underwater volcanoes, shooting out boulders, fish.
The weird
disabled
oil,
cars.
or are those sea urchins that are popping up from the ground?
I think those are giant sea urchins because come on, those things are the size of a rally car.
Huge. Oh my gosh, I do not want to go walking around at the bottom of this ocean. You wouldn't necessarily step on an urchin, you would probably just run face first into it.
Yeah, the ones of those size, yeah. Especially, those things are leaping up from the base of the seafloor.
The
Those
most
things
aggressive sea urchins.
Those things have got to be strong. Like, the amount of power required to jump in one movement, or to push yourself off the bottom of the ocean and reach the surface in one quick motion.
Yeah, here in Paris, our sea urchins have 6-packs.
Again, they're probably not in Paris anymore, because they are about halfway through the rally at this point. It does pass through quite a few countries.
Okay. No, I thought it was just Paris. It's all Paris. John is through the stage, though.
Until the very last level where they teleport to Senegal.
Sure.
Well, John has made it through, and yes, there are 7 levels in this game, and John has just beaten stage 4, and we've got 13 minutes left.
I don't think we're going to see a completion for the game, but this is a lot of progress.
Oh, absolutely. This is more progress than I honestly expected. This is the progress I hoped for. Okay, so now we're in another top-down section, this time in an off-road desert. But we have a gun, and we are under attack by snakes and more birds and ants, scorpions, everything.
The Great Paris Desert.
Oh yes, and giant camels that are twice the size of cars. If this stage is the one I think it is, this has one of the meanest sections in the game.
Oh,
and
no.
That's really saying something.
Yeah, what is a snake going to do to your car, other than die? How could... No. Does it just, bite the tires?
Well, again, look at the size of the snake. It is like twice the size of that car.
The ants are pretty big as well.
Have you... Have you noticed, by the way, that they have actually both opted for different vehicles? Like, the sprite is different for their cars. I don't know whether
Of course Withheld got through right after John. This is...
Naturally, that's just how this match works.
This has been close the entire time. I love it. Now,
At this
Proton
point...
John is a little bit ahead. Tiny bit.
Yeah, Proton John made it to another bit where you're going through water, I think.
Yeah.
And Withheld is approaching that rapidly. There we go. Oh, but
That's okay, just wiggle your way around and then go swimming. There we go.
But, you know, this time when you go into the water, it doesn't warrant an entire underwater stage.
No,
It's
the
fairly
camel!
shallow.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you
if
don't-
you shoot the camel, it gets angry.
Yeah, shooting a camel will not actually kill it. Camels are impervious to bullets, as in real life.
What if you shoot it multiple times?
No, that still just makes it run perpendicular to where it was going originally.
Oh no. If anybody is interested, GDQ submissions are open. Get a run of this done and I would love to see this at a GDQ.
I would genuinely love to see someone get so good at this that they can just fly through it. Oh, Proton John barely made it over that bridge.
It was a bridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's just a giant ravine in a section there. Proton John is picking up a lot of extra lives.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a giant ravine with a kind of one tile wide. And here is one of the worst bits in the entire game. John has 7 lives, and it doesn't matter because he drove off the raft.
No! Oh no!
You need to drive onto the raft and stop, and then very carefully drive on the raft. It's worse than it sounds. And it sounds awful.
All those lives. Oh, just so everybody knows, I'm checking out the speedrun for this. There is only one run on speedrun.com. It is 21 minutes, 19 seconds. Relatively short speedrun. That's for any percent, though. 100% is actually 2 minutes faster than that.
I wonder if 100% involves maxing out the reaction test.
I mean, maybe.
I cannot think of what the difference would be. Is there a secret bonus level in this game that I'm unaware of?
Sure. Maybe it involves doing 100% the bonus stages. Got to collect every item there. Oh, withheld. Watch out for the tornado. Tornado wants your body.
Actually, maybe 100% is getting kind of the best possible times on the levels. Because it does mark, at the end of each stage, it does note your time on the level and your time in the rally. And I think in the ending, it makes reference to how well you did.
Oh, okay.
You know, assuming you make it to the ending. And withheld has done it as well.
Oh, no. Okay, John is on the raft.
John just has to manage to move very carefully.
What? This is the worst. How is this so bad? What is
The
this?
best part of that is that your lives are irrelevant. If you fall into the water, you're just dead. But yeah, you have to go onto the raft going backwards and start driving backwards. Yeah, that section is just horrible.
Oh, this game is perfect in every way.
I just love it in the sense that you hear the name Paris Dakar Rally Special and you think, oh, it's going to be a racing game, and it is so not a racing game. It is just a conglomerate of bizarre ideas roughly strung together into the framework of a
It's so good. I don't know. This could have only been made in the 80s in Japan. You know?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, these days I think that we could get some parody games that are somewhat similar to this, but not in the 80s.
I feel like in the 80s, this is the sort of thing that could have turned up with the British bedroom coda scene. Like, something like this could have appeared on the C64 or the ZX Spectrum.
I mean,
but
yeah,
it wouldn't have been quite the same as this. It definitely wouldn't have been a NES game or anything like that. But
I mean,
in terms of
considering
sheer weird,
that you had a game about an Irishman who wakes up after a night of partying and has a dreadful hangover,
yes.
and has to clean the house before the maid will let him go to bed. Like,
Yes.
that's a very British game.
Yes, and the house is full of ghosts and demons and monsters and all sorts of other
he's
things.
gotta clean. I don't want ghosts running around causing problems. Okay, withheld. Are you going to be able to do the transfer? Oh, what? Oh, no!
So close. And for anyone wondering, the game we were talking about just then, you've had long enough to guess and feel clever about knowing the game. But if you don't know, the game is Jet Set Willy. And there is a pretty good freeware remake of it on PC, which is worth checking out. It's a good game, though it is one that has dated and it is unbelievably different.
But if you've ever played VVVVVV, it'll look relatively familiar, just because the style is very similar. Anyways, Withheld
borrowed its style from the games of that era. So sorry, carry on.
Tell you that Withheld took a very small lead, and we've got 5 minutes left.
I still think that this is honestly anyone's match.
I have no idea who's going to win.
Neither do I. Like, at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if they both finish this level, considering what we've seen in the past few stages.
So, for Kusogrande matches, for people who have shown up recently, essentially we go for whoever made the most progress in an hour. Proton John just needs to make 2 raft transfers in order to take the lead back. Let's see what he can do right here. Okay, raft number 1. It's fine. I don't know why he went left, but he did.
He's just preparing himself. Oh,
okay, raft number 2 and 3!
Close.
Proton John moves back into the lead. Right there.
This is one of the closest races we've seen in a long time in Kusogrande.
Back and forth. This is awesome.
I am honestly stunned. Like, I genuinely thought that this might wind up being one of those ones where either nobody gets anywhere or one person just manages to get the hang of it and races ahead. But
okay, Withheld.
This is crazy.
No, Withheld got robbed right there. Oh, that is sad.
For what it's worth, it's also this is a blind tournament.
Yes.
If you've only just come in, so these people have never seen or played this game before. This is their first attempt at it, and they are doing absurdly well.
They're on level 5, whereas in an hour I made it to level, like, the end of level 2, and that's about it. So it's just amazing to see how they're doing.
If this was 2 hours instead of 1 hour, I wouldn't be surprised if they both finished it.
Oh yeah.
Which is faintly incredible. I mean, they do have unlimited lives, thankfully, but still. And John is through. This means that Withhelds has a little bit of work to go to catch up, but it's possible.
Withheld has 1 or 2 attempts to get through the rest of this stage. I'm not sure, but
that's assuming
she only
John
has 1 life left.
Well, that's assuming John doesn't make a good amount of progress in the next stage as well, but we'll see what happens.
An auto-scroller, of course.
Yeah,
What?
with
This is so dumb.
yeah, this is the section where the people, you know, the countries taking part in the rally have just given up on it. The torpedoes weren't enough, so now you're being bombed by fighter jets. There are tanks, helicopters, but fortunately, the gun on the front of your car, which isn't powerful enough to do more than upset a camel, can destroy a tank in a single shot.
That's why the government's intervening. Like, this rally has gone on long enough. This is so good.
Oh, that might be it with Withheld sinking
Oh
into
no,
depths again.
Withheld. Well,
You know
we will
what
go.
What I don't get is how you can... We had an entire half of a level that was underwater. But in this section, if you fall off a raft and go into the water, you're done. Maybe there's only so much underwater power that the car has. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. The cards are just really powerful.
If memory serves, actually, I don't know if John's noticed, but if I remember this level correctly, you can actually shoot the stuff that's overhead as well, but it's the other fire button. One button fires forward, and on this level and this level only, the other button will shoot at stuff that's above you.
Wait, really?
If memory serves, yes.
Well, that would be helpful to know. Who?
Yeah, I didn't tell them that, but I did tell them to try pressing everything on every level.
That's a good enough bit of information
I mean,
to give on them. That's fine.
It was kind of one of those things where I wasn't sure if this was going to be vetoed and I'd have to find a different game to give to them instead, so I kind of didn't want to play through the entirety of this game mapping out the exact controls for every level on the basis that I figured there was actually a good chance that we weren't going to see this. But we are coming up on time.
Oh my gosh. 3, 2, 1, and that is the hour. We are done with Paris Dakar Rally Special, and Proton John manages to take the victory by making it all the way to level 6 of 7. Withheld made a good effort. I got scared by a sound, but that's okay.
Was the sound me?
Sure. But yeah, Withheld made it partway through level 5, but unfortunately was not able to make enough progress to finish.
That was a super close race throughout, though.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I had an absolute blast. I honestly wish that we had a little bit more time with this. I want to see what the last level looks like.
The last level is also horrible. But yeah, that was. I want to save my comments until I get in here, but that was amazing.
Okay,
yes, we will have both runners joining us in chats to talk about how much they hate me for giving them this game shortly.
I see them in the green room. They should be hopping on in just a little bit. Hello, Proton John.
Hello.
And hello,
hey, and Withheld. Hello.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, this was a blast.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, I bet it was. This was quite the game.
Yeah, it's not really a typical game. You know, sort of my thought with this is that it's bad in ways, but at the same time it stays so entertaining throughout that I just love it.
It is.
Yeah, I didn't expect the gun.
The gun.
When you think of a rally game, this is kind of the last thing that you would possibly expect.
On like stage 1, I thought it was just like that Konami racer, like top down or whatever the heck it is called. But yeah, like I thought it was just gonna be a really unfair one of those.
Mm-hmm. Kind of the same, but it was definitely quite the show as we went through. Just what would happen next, sort of thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what I love about this game, is that pretty much every level offers something new and completely insane.
Essentially, it keeps you on your toes.
There's an underwater side-scrolling section in a rally game.
It's like prototype Wagon Adventure, whatever that game is on Steam.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that actually.
Yes.
I believe I speedran that at an SGDQ.
Wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, nice, Rail.
It's a fun, weird game, so.
I'd say this one was weirder.
I recall watching you speedrun that, and I remember watching it at the time and thinking, how does anyone actually speedrun something this random?
Yeah, I'm wondering, would you recommend this game to other people? Give it a shot?
I think I would.
Maybe skip stage 1.
Yeah, stage 1 was definitely but stage 1 kind of gets you into the mood of everything, though. If you can get past stage 1, you know you've earned the rest of the game.
Stage 1 is so hard.
Stage 1 is worth trying. There is a level skip code, I think, but it kind of stops working after you hit like stage 3 or 4. I may have just completely made this up. But for some reason, my brain is telling me that. But I want to say, you both did amazingly well. You both made it most of the way through the game in an hour, and it is not an easy game. And not only that, but the lead changed regularly.
Ooh.
Who actually won?
You did, Proton John.
Oh, thank God.
It was a case of as soon as one person would finish a level, the other person would then finish that level within about 30 seconds.
Withheld past you on the rafts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it took me a while to figure those out because I was like, oh, that's insta kill. Cool.
Yeah, I saw you die at one point with 7 lives on the rafts.
That was a treat.
Well, congratulations, Proton John, for taking the victory here. Withheld, you did fantastic. Honestly, I had no idea who was going to win, but Proton John just eked out a little victory there.
Up until the last 2 minutes, it was genuinely anyone's game. And that was incredible. Proton John, I wanted to ask you something, actually.
Yeah, what's up?
Which is, near the start, you kind of restarted the game. And
now, yeah, I wanted to ask
100...
about that too, actually. So in your notes, or the notes I was given, rather, it said... what is it here? You'll be asked to do a reaction test minigame where pressing A or B when it flashes up. This does have a bit of an impact on gameplay.
Yes.
I tried super fast at first, and then I thought going through the first stage, like, oh, maybe it's based on how fast I reacted. So I reset and did it as slowly as possible in case that was the difference. And
that's what you were thinking. Okay. We were discussing this. We were wondering. But no, the main difference that has, so far as I can tell, is the time it takes for your partner to drop the ladder when you fall into the wall.
Oh, good Lord.
Really? Okay.
Yep. So that's why you were stuck in the pits for a really, really long time. Though, John, you had the worst. Because you had John helping you out. Withheld had Mike.
I was like, okay, good. The worst one is my own name, so that's a good sign. So I was in my mind, I was like, what in the world does this do? Was this just a red herring? And now that I know that I should have gone fast, I'm just kind of kicking myself for that. Because that's why I reset. In the whole race, my mind was racing like, did I just lose the race because I wasted 2 minutes doing that?
Honestly, given another 2 minutes, I mean, if Withheld had another 2 minutes, I suspect that we might have seen another lead change because, again, that was just right up to the wire both times.
I think if I had another 15 seconds, I don't know how far John made it on the rafts, but
John managed to get to the
done.
next.
Yeah, I was almost done the next stage, which is like a war zone. Which,
dang.
Yeah.
So yeah, Withheld, if during your last attempt on the rafts you made it across, you might have taken the victory there.
No.
But so it goes with Kusogrande. Honestly, fantastic show, both John and Withheld. This was an amazing start to start our invitational.
Whew. Great game.
You both did much better than I expected. Congratulations, truly. And thank you for suffering through.
Oh, no problem.
Well, this is a good start to the invitational now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
GG, Withheld.
GG.
All right, so we're going to take a break here for a little bit. So thanks, guys, for joining in. We'll be back in a little bit with Brossentia, Faizu, and the next match.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to GDQ HOTFIX. We've got the first episode of Kusogrande Invitational. We just saw a great match between Proton John and Withheld. That was one of the closer ones I've ever seen, Brasentia.
That was
Absolutely
great.
incredible. And as a quick reminder for people who are just tuning in, the submissions for SGQ, both game submissions and volunteer submissions for on-site, are going to be open from now until March 6th. So if you haven't done either of those and you're meaning to do that, you can check them both out at www.gamesdonequick.com. All of the dates for the upcoming event are listed there as well. And so, do we get to know the next game yet, Brasentia?
You know what? I think it's just about time to go live. The next game is one that I chose, The Adventures of Rad Gravity for the NES. It is a platformer. We did give them an order, by the way, for planets to go in. I hope you enjoy the title screen music, because you're going to hear this a little bit when we go live with it. It's certainly music. So, Faizu, have you played any of Rad Gravity before?
I have not. I have seen this before, but my memory of this is not great. So part of this, at least, is going to be new to me.
Yeah, I think that with this game specifically, Rad Gravity has some very interesting momentum. You're going to see some deaths probably pretty early on that look like they're easy to avoid. Trust me, they're not. It's difficult. It's definitely rough.
That's my favorite sort of game.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody's getting to see the title screen a little bit, just enjoying it.
So in what way is this one of those games where momentum kind of works against you and makes you hate it? Or is this more the sort of thing where it's just the controls themselves?
I feel like momentum is a thing in this game.
Fair enough. Well, I am looking forward to seeing this. Like I say, I can remember that we've had this before. You know, we've kind of seen. I've seen bits and pieces of this, but I can remember very little except for the basics of it being sort of side-scrolling, platformy, shooty, which, in fairness, defines about 80% of the NES library.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like, I don't know, the NES just had so many platformers, just tons and tons. By the way, one of our head organizers, Cadus, had to play this, I think, in his first Kusogrande match, and somehow he didn't leave.
We're always kind of impressed when people join in Kusogrande for the first time and get some sort of true abomination for their first game, and then they stick around.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like this game is enjoyable to play, but it's definitely bad. Definitely.
I find that bad games that are enjoyable to play are the best for Kusogrande. Actually, no, bad games that are enjoyable to watch, things that have a bit of variety, a bit of colour, you know, maybe do things a little bit different are the best, but fun to play, also good.
For sure. By the way, I'm doing the countdown. Let's go ahead and get this rolling. I will count out loud, and as soon as we have go, we are starting the time. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I know it's a little bit slower. I'm typing every number out, but here we go, Rad Gravity. Get ready for some awesome sprite work here.
Mashing through things. Oh wow, he has quite the chin.
It's a good chin, okay? So,
was he based on Bruce Campbell?
Sure.
Oh no, I remember this game now.
I love it. Yeah, so this is Rad Gravity. You start out on this planet, and I believe that the planet is called Siberia. Probably because of all the cyber knights running around. Oh, they've got CD players or Walkmans or something. They're just jamming here and you're murdering them. Oh, that's not nice.
Well, they've got robotic legs, but yeah, it looks like they're wearing headphones of some sort. They are, in fairness, lobbing knives.
It's true. We've got scientists, ninjas as well. I see.
So within the levels of this, is it a very linear game?
Within the levels, yes, it's very linear. This first level, I don't think we're going to see them take too long. The second area of this first level is pretty quick as well. But then when we get to the chase, is what I'm going to call it, that's when it's going to be very difficult for them to make progress. Honestly, I'm expecting them to get through this first level pretty quickly.
Okay, so we're expecting the opposite of Paris Dakar then. This time around, we're expecting people to get through the first levels quickly and then hit a wall.
Oh yeah. I hope you all like this music as well. As far as I can remember, this is the only music in the game besides the title music. So we've got an hour of this.
Thanks, Brosensha.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, look, at least it's not a Russian bootleg game. Because
this is true.
Those hurt. It looks like Tina is going to have to start the level all over. Not a huge surprise. Church and Sarge did take a death as well.
It's not a big deal this early on.
No.
I assume that they have unlimited continues in...
Yes, they should have unlimited continues in this game.
Okay.
Wow, we're being kind. We're making it so that they don't have to start the game all the way over again.
I wonder what will happen in the third and final match for tonight. Maybe this trend will continue with nice games.
It's possible. Probably not, but it's possible.
You never know.
I do want you to know, by the way, that this game was actually made by Interplay. And Interplay made tons of games. You know, they worked on Earthworm Jim 2, they worked on Baldur's Gate games, a lot of Star Trek games. Those probably weren't the best, but...
They published a lot of games.
Yeah, they also published a lot of games, but they developed this. This is the best of Interplay right here. Wait, they made Booger Man? Ugh. Okay, I'm not a fan of Booger Man. Okay. Oh yeah, when you pause, it keeps the drum line. I forgot about that. It's a good thing to have.
Sorry, I'm just looking up bits about Interplay again now.
Oh yeah? Finding
I've-
anything interesting about Interplay?
Oh yeah, I've just kind of been distracted by your mentioning of that. I'm just sort of going back through all of their games and so on and so forth.
Ah, gotcha. You know what? It looks like Tina Hax is making a little bit of progress. This should be the entrance to the next section of the level. There we go. Tina Hax is definitely in the lead. Now remember, for people who are just joining us, this match, this tournament, has hour-long matches. Whoever makes the most progress at any given point during that hour is the victor. So Tina Hack's a little bit in the lead. Church and Sarge is definitely going to be able to catch up in just a little bit, though. It looks like just needs to chill and go through the transporter. There we go.
Yep, it's not a case of it's the furthest they ever get, not the furthest they get in their final attempt or anything like that.
Correct.
So if for whatever reason Tina Hax dies here and the match finishes with her being at the very start of the game, then she is still technically in the lead as long as withheld Church and Sarge doesn't pass this point.
So the person who actually worked doing the music for this game has worked on other fantastic games such as Nickelodeon Real Monsters, MTV's Beavis and Butthead, Normie's Beach Babel-Rama, Skulljagger, Toxic Crusaders.
Okay, Skulljagger's not that bad, but everything else you just mentioned.
There's so many. Oh, he directed Dick Tracy. As far as I know, that wasn't a good game. Yeah.
Not if it's the NES one.
Let me see. Which one was it? Oh, I enjoy this.
Actually, in fairness, not if it's any of them, but the NES one is the worst.
It was Game Boy. It looks like Church and Sarge is going to be resetting. That is allowed. Resets are completely okay.
Church and Sarge is entering a password.
Okay.
Is there any particular reason why they would want...
I'm thinking about it, and I can't recall any reason why I would put... why I would put a password in. I don't know.
Oh well, this is another mystery that we can get cleared up at the end of the map.
Just so everybody knows, this is 100% GDQ, and how every match is, or every game is going to look at GDQ for the next 50 years. This is it. You get Rad Gravity. Okay, Tina is currently doing a little bit of a teleporter maze. By the way, no, this is completely separate. We are doing an invitational, courtesy of GDQ, and honestly, that is huge. Wait, GDQ got upgraded? Yeah, with Rad Gravity.
GDQ basically kind of lost their minds and said, "Hey, do you want to do a special thing with your terrible video games tournament, which is also terrible?" On our hotfix, and Bro Central said yes, and here we are.
Okay, this is gonna completely blow your mind, Faizu. The person who did the music for this game also did the music arrangements for the video game Loom.
What?
I know, right? Okay, Loom is a LucasArts game that is known for having absolutely amazing music, so I'm shocked.
I mean, it's kind of a game about music as well.
Oh yeah. So thank you, Rad Gravity, for inspiring Loom. I appreciate it. Well,
That's
it's true.
kind of
He was able to hit every note in the intro.
I'm sorry, I can't quite get over that.
It's
Although
okay. You'll recover, Faizu.
I was just enjoying the drum beat in the pause menu. Just
Oh yeah, the pause menu is the best. It looks like Tina Hacks did take another death, but luckily, once you make it to the teleporter maze, you get to start right here again. You do get to see his giant chin.
I don't think she died. I think she used something in the menu that returns her to the ship, but I might... Is there an item in the pause menu that returns you to the ship?
There is a teleporter that you get that you can use to go back to the ship, yeah.
I wonder if she used that. Maybe because it says use your communicator if you need to regain energy. She went into the menu and used the teleporter and wound up back on the ship, because I'm fairly certain she didn't die.
I think the communicator is the same as the teleporter, so it says use your communicator, but it just warps you back and you have to do the whole stage again.
Got you.
Because thank you, Clear Instructions, the video game, always helpful. We did give them the manual, by the way, which the manual actually has comics in it. I think. I can't... Like, I saw it about an hour and a half ago. I'm having a hard time remembering exactly, but it should have some comics in it. So all of you Marvel and that other company's fans, go ahead and check out the manual for this game. You'll love it.
I have been informed that the communicator does indeed send you back to the ship to refill HP, and that can be more useful than dying.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a mid-stage password.
Oh no, Church and Sarge! I love that when you die, it punishes you by destroying your ears.
It's hardly the only game to do that, let's be honest.
Yeah, you're completely right about that. I love the 2-frame animation of him walking around as well. Oh, once you get the gun, life becomes so much better. And it looks like Tina Hack's got a health upgrade. Tina, by the way. Oh, yeah?
Restarted? Oh, and now restarted again?
It looks like he will be entering the password again.
I wonder if... Did you tell them that they have unlimited continues or anything? Because I'm now curious if... Oh my god, what abomination is this screen that Tina is on? This is genuinely horrific, visually and in every conceivable way.
Okay, I'm just giving him a quick heads up so that he can know. Just so everybody knows, Tina is here representing some of the game masters. Church and Sarge is part of GDQ staff. He's on their team representing them. And yeah, I think we have both X-ray vision and viruses? I think these are viruses on Tina's side.
This stage makes me feel wrong. I will say, since we are mentioning the teams are largely just for fun and to some extent, you know, to give people, let them feel like they're a part of something, but there can be only one winner. So the teams will wind up turning on each other later on. It's just that early on, team members won't be matched up against team members.
Yes. I'm trying to think. Honestly, Proton John came out swinging when it came to people who've been in Kusogrande before. Withheld representing the game masters. Honestly, we usually just choose the games rather than play them. So, I know that the game masters may suffer a little bit, but Withheld made a great showing for the game masters too. Church and Sarge, yeah.
As both an admin and a games master, I kind of resent that because I kind of make it my mission to beat everything that I hand out. Just so that
nice.
Just so that I know where any potential soft locks or problems are going to be, and you know, it's just for safety. Okay. I'm actually good at it.
Good enough. You're good enough. For everybody who's asking, I see we have a few questions in chat. This is the second match of 3 for the night. So right now, Tina Hack's racing Church and Sarge, just trying to get through this stage, trying to figure out what to do. It looks like Tina Hack's has gotten information about the next planet, and that will help. Church and Sarge just grabbed health up. He now has 3 bars of life instead of 2. That is super important.
So has Tina Hack's finished that planet then?
Yes, Tina Hack's has finished the planet, and it is time for the chase section.
Well, the dialogue here is amazing.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Church and Sarge got hit by the electricity here.
Hey, come back with my computer.
Oh no, someone stole the computer with an eye on it. No! Okay, we're gonna see this stage for a while.
Now there's a giant ghost owl?
I think it's a ghost owl, yeah. Dang it, I hate when people steal my computer.
Yeah, I just love that. That's not dialogue I expected to see. Hey, come back here with my computer.
Oh, that's right. These ghosts latch themselves on your head and do damage over time. And you have to whack your head against the ceiling in order to look.
They're ghost owl Metroids, and you disable them by giving yourself a concussion?
Yeah, essentially. Wow, Church and Sarge did a great job getting through that electric section. Oh, I think he's figured out what he needs to do here. Gonna take a death and start that over. So I'm not sure if Tina realized that giving them a concussion kills them. She did it on accident, as far as I could tell. So
yeah, she was kind of just jumping around.
I'm hoping she paid attention, because if so, that means that she'll have an advantage here. Church and Sarge did take a death, not a huge deal. Part of what makes a good player here is just gaining knowledge every time you go through a section of the level. So as long as Church has learned, which he did learn how to destroy the weird little eyeballs inside the electricity, you know, that is helpful. So I have a feeling he'll make progress. Tina! The falling rocks just jabbed her down into the lava.
It's okay. Tina has now learned that lava kills you. This is an important thing to note. It comes in very helpful across many video games.
Hey, come back with my computer.
I'm being informed.
Uh-oh.
So I've got Katus is talking to me, our resident Rad Gravity expert.
Oh yes.
As you mentioned before. Apparently, those ghost owl Metroids are possibly trash bags because this is Effluvia, the trash planet, and the manual says don't let the aluminium foil monsters get near your head.
Oh, so they are aluminum monsters?
Maybe. I don't know if I don't know if I would trust the manual to this game.
It's really green aluminum.
Tina is not having a good time here. Look, I'm sticking with my theory that I'm sticking with my theory that they are ghost owl Metroids. Does the game get more playable after this level?
No. No, because the next level you play upside down.
Oh my god.
But they don't know that, okay? I don't know how much of it we'll see.
Well, it's okay. They've probably played VVV, which we mentioned again in the last match. So you know, I'm sure they'll be okay.
By the way, Tina has learned about the concussion strats to deal with the trash bag monsters.
Oh, there's a quote.
Concussion strats, they're real, everybody. Never let anybody tell you they aren't. Oh, this room. We're gonna see about 50 deaths here. I'm not even kidding you, okay? By the way, Church and Sarge is making some pretty steady progress here. The reason you're gonna see death is because, well, the fire kills you. That hurts. But the bubbles here are notoriously difficult.
Oh, this stage just looks so rough.
I come back with my computer, Faizu. Why would you steal a computer? They go obsolete so quickly. Like, you're actually... I think it would probably take more in gas money to steal the computer than, like, just wait until the next one comes out, you know?
It gets even sillier if you bear in mind that, you know, they're on a trash planet, so this is where the computer's going to end up in a few weeks.
Oh no!
But apparently they're going to turn the computer into an evil robot, which I don't know if they thought that through.
You know, I can't blame them. Look at this computer. It looks so condescending, just the giant eyeball.
Does your computer not have a giant eyeball on it?
It actually does. They're called webcams. Oh, okay, good job, Rad Gravity. Okay, it looks like Church and Sarge is through the first level. Honestly, Tina Hacks is just a little bit ahead. This level is extremely difficult as well. Whoever can figure out the crappy physics of this game with the ghost, the trash ghost. Whoever can finish out or figure out the physics of this game first will be able to beat this level.
Oh, the trash bag ghost owl Metroid just sniped.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm just adding more adjectives and nouns to that name as people keep telling me it's called different.
So, the roughest thing, now that I'm watching the game, I can remember some of the physics. If you're not running and you try to do any platforming, it's extremely difficult. Also, as soon as you let go of jump, you plummet.
Oh, it's one of those games.
It's one of those games, yeah.
In fairness, once you get used to it, the whole letting go of jump makes you drop thing can be really, really useful for jumping onto narrow platforms and the like, but until you get used to it, that just destroyed.
Yeah, it's rough. I'd like to go ahead and echo a sentiment that's in chat. All of these players do stream fairly often. You know, give them love later on. It's always cool to just go and find more people on Twitch. So feel free to go bother them sometime. Oh my gosh. There's so much death. Trash Planet, this is where, you know, I think Rad Gravity's face is trash. And this is where he goes to die.
So when people played this in Kusogrande proper, how far did they get in the match?
The stage after this one. Yeah, it's still gonna be a while till we see this stage cleared. By the way, look, it's Church and Sarge. Church and Sarge has taken a small lead. Oh my gosh, the bubble platforming, wow. That was an impressive push. Tina Hax is now in second, but not by much.
Yeah, that was a really good sprint.
Wow. Absolutely impressive. I love seeing lead changes. You know what? Tina Hax is a strong player, and I don't doubt that we could see her manage to move back into the lead sometime soon. Unfortunately, Trash Ghost has terrible knockback.
The aluminum... sorry, I have to pronounce that aluminium.
Oh, you're too British.
Can you really be too British? The aluminium foil ghost owl Metroids. Trash bag monsters.
Yeah. I don't know. It's more like oxidized copper monsters. Like, I could see that. Yeah. It's like Statue of Liberty. This is where Lady Liberty's ghost went, and it separated into multiple ghosts.
Multiple ghost owl Metroids. Trash bags.
Ooh, chat loves aluminium more than aluminum. Well, you know what? They're both actually accepted spellings.
They are, and chat is, I'm going to guess, primarily American, being that in the UK it's nearly 2
Dying is brutal time loss. It's reasonable time loss, but since there's so much death here, we're gonna see it a lot. Also, Tina Hax managed to see and grab the health upgrade. Church and Sarge didn't see it. The reason is it's in the middle of a fire. Okay, he just passed the health upgrade and the ghost! I just love it. It dumped him right into the lava.
The ghosts are so mean.
They're so beautiful. I love it. By the way,
oh, sorry. Continue.
this is another game that has never been in a GDQ, and GDQ submissions have opened. If you want to learn a speedrun, Rad Gravity could be right up your alley.
I was going to say I don't think Rad Gravity's up anyone's alley, but you know what? Yeah, learn Rad Gravity. Prove that this game is doable really quickly and with grace.
I know you can do it, everybody in chat.
Yes,
oh,
everybody
Church
in
and
chat,
Sarge
I
grabbed
believe.
the upgrade. Just so you know, you will have the health upgrade until he resets, I guess. So don't reset.
Well, hopefully won't do. From what you've said, it doesn't sound like there's much reason to do that.
I'm looking, by the way, at speedrun.com, and the 100% time for this, there's only one run. And it's by Jintatsu2, who finished it in 27 minutes and 34 seconds. Again, barely short. You can just go watch videos and learn the basic run. And Tina Hax is in the lead.
I was okay. What does she have to do here? Just
I think she went in Oh, yeah, you have to jump over.
Okay.
It doesn't look like you can. It looks
No,
like a
that-
wall, but
That really does look like a wall. I was just going to say, I love the fact that the people who stole the robot were driving away in an ice cream truck.
oh, any percent is only 21 minutes. Just so you know.
I'm
Okay.
assuming that that's because you have level orders.
Tina has to save the robot friend, and she didn't, so now the robot is evil. And
Wow.
she got the right idea, though.
Did she nearly save Robot Friend?
She was very close, but the robot was already in the machine when she stopped the machine. And unfortunately,
That's a really efficient machine if it only takes a second to turn a computer into an evil robot.
you know what? That's what a computer virus does, and it's super fast. Everybody, watch out. Clear your cookies, because you might have your computer turned into that thing. Zap you with a laser, bam, everybody is already dead. Pfizer.
Just don't go to dangerous parts of the internet and you'll be fine. So I'm guessing that once once the computer turns into an evil robot through the magic of computer viruses that give it legs and laser guns, you can't actually win the level.
Yeah, once it becomes an evil monster, you're just dead. There's no beating the level after that.
Skynet
It looks like an
wins
eyeball
again.
attached to a typewriter, honestly. Oh my gosh! Tina! Oh, I love this game.
Oh, I kind of hate myself for saying this, but this looks like it might be a fun game to route.
Honestly, I think that this game is extremely frustrating while you're learning the platforming, but then it becomes kind of enjoyable.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like to me. I'm just looking at this and thinking of, I don't know. Bits of it just seem like they would be entertaining in terms of trying to work out the optimal way to get through.
I like that Railcoon just really wants to know why it's an ice cream truck. Do you have any theories on that?
It's a trash planet, and ice cream no longer exists in the future. Or at least not ice cream trucks. Maybe they've got ice cream hover cars now.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
the ice cream trucks got sent to the trash planet, and they're a useful means of getting around there because they're very, very resilient. I mean, this is an ice cream truck that is on a planet full of lava and aluminum foil Metroid ghosts, and
Oh, the ghosts are the worst. I think Church and Sarge is in a very rough situation here. He's got an aluminum ghost, but no ceiling. How do you deal with it if you don't have a ceiling?
go in a direction until you find a ceiling.
There we go. Okay, he found a ceiling. Ghost is dead. So
Not
everybody,
bad.
if you ever see a ghost, just remember, use the ceiling to your advantage. Just, bam, whack that noggin.
If you get aluminum or aluminium foil stuck on your head and you are afraid that it might be a ghost owl Metroid trash bag monster, then just smash your head into the ceiling as hard as you can.
Church and Sarge, by the way, into the factory here as well. Oh
Please
no!
note-
And he died right before the friend!
Please note that I am not a doctor and you should not take my advice seriously.
You know, I would probably still be skeptical if you were a doctor. Let's be honest, Faizu. Oh my gosh.
Probably for the best. I'm not to be trusted. We've learned this.
It's true, it's true. Oh, wait, these machines also manufacture ghosts. Oh, Tina has destroyed the machine, by the way. Now she's got to figure out what to do here. What do you do now that you saved your friend? Ah, she's
You-
got her friend. Good.
You put them on your head, obviously, and then
It's
you put
helpful.
them down again. And run off. That's what I do. I put my friends on my head and then I get bored with that and I just walk.
Now, one notable thing about bad video games is that sometimes it just doesn't seem like it tells you what you should do once you've accomplished something. I believe the answer to what Tina must do is teleport back to the ship, while carrying the eyeball computer. Okay, here goes Tina.
That would have been my first guess, but it's also not something I would necessarily try in a race like this. I would maybe try walking back first until it looked like I was going to die, and then give it a shot.
Tina did try what I was suggesting, and it was wrong. I'm sorry.
Apparently, it does tell you what to do in the text at the start, where it says, "Help! I've been kidnapped. They're going to turn me into an evil robot." It says, "Find me and pick me up and teleport back."
Yeah.
So apparently, it is about teleporting back.
Oh, I think if you. I think that if you start teleporting and then you move, it cancels the teleport.
Okay.
So
that
Tina
would actually make sense.
I love this. Tina's just trying to figure it out, and she doesn't think you can teleport because she tried and then accidentally canceled the teleport. So now she thinks she's stuck.
That's
oh my
so
gosh.
rough. That's really, really rough.
Well, welcome to Kusogrande.
Yeah, it says, "Find me and pick me up, then teleport back here before they convert me." You can see that on Church and Sarge's screen.
Yeah. This game is reasonably rude. Come on, Tina, teleport. Ugh, I'm shaking my fists. Got my fists clenched. Because Church and Sarge could potentially catch up here if Tina doesn't teleport. Is this a random race? This is a blind race. We have carefully curated some quality crap. I was trying to get some consonants there, alliteration, Faizu. We have bad video games and, in general, weird video games that we do for this tournament. So, yes, they have never seen this game before, and they are just trying to get through. Trying to figure out what to do to make progress. Ina is in the lead, but unfortunately I think is playing mind games with herself. All she's got to do is teleport. Okay, she's trying again. Don't move. Don't move. There we go. Tina
She
got
managed it. I kind of wonder if maybe that was deliberate the first time she cancelled the teleport, because the robots wasn't flickering as well, so maybe she thought it was only teleporting her.
Her robot friend is back.
So Tina is now off to the 3rd level?
Yes. And what it looks like is they will be going on over to Turvia. At least that's the level that I said to do next.
I don't think Tina had that as a selectable option.
Really?
Oh, she had to go to the Stargate first of all to get to Turvia. Okay, that makes sense. It looked like there was one planet that was visible there that she couldn't select, and I wondered if she'd missed something, but no. Apparently, going to the Stargate just opens up a different section of the map.
Now, even though Tina is definitely ahead of Church and Sarge, moving on to the 3rd planet rather than the 2nd. Sorry, I just love it.
Oh, I kind of wish I could see Tina's face right now.
No!
Oh, the air shark.
It's too good. But yeah. Church and Sarge, if he can just manage to do one good push through level 2, he essentially catches up. It just takes one shot, and the level is completed.
That again is another case of a good game for Kusogrande, where it doesn't necessarily take that much to catch.
Yeah, I mean, in general.
If Church and Sarge has one good run and makes it to the end of the level, then they can be up to where Tina is.
What is that? What are those blocks?
I don't know. I don't know what anything is in this game. This game is just wrong.
I love it. Okay, please help us. The unstable gravity is pulling my town apart. Oh boy.
It can't be that unstable. You're still on the actual floor.
You will be rewarded. Take this gun.
Take this
Okay.
gun. Take this gun. It shoots straight up. Can't you do that with normal guns by pointing them?
Yeah, but Rad Gravity, unfortunately, has more brawn than brain.
Well, maybe you can't do that in space. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe future guns have to be perfectly level, otherwise they don't work properly. The energy laser crystal matrix gets out of alignment.
Yeah, it probably has like blinker fluid. Wait. I was gonna. Never mind. And if you tip it, it gets part of it that needs to stay dry wet, and that's a problem. The gun's not gonna shoot. Whatever kind of fluid future guns have, I don't know.
Okay, bro.
The future guns. Oh my gosh. Okay, Church and Sarge managed to get through a rough area right there, and the ghost has chased him down. Oh my gosh, double ghost and into the lava.
Those ghosts are mean.
I love it. So, you start talking about games that are good for Kusogrande. Honestly, there are a lot of bad games out there that are just boring. And that's something that we try to avoid whenever possible when it comes to Kusogrande. We want bad games that are going to be memorable. Honestly, I think having them be interesting is a lot more important than having them necessarily be quote-unquote bad.
Yes.
Because a lot of these bad games actually have fantastic ideas, like Rad Gravity. Yeah, they failed in some ways, especially the physics, but in other ways, like this platforming upside down with these strange blocks that seem like a little bit unsettling. I really dig this. It's black.
They definitely have some good ideas in this game. It's just that they didn't execute them particularly well, and that is ideal for Kusogrande, because the worst thing is just kind of another boring generic platform game that doesn't really do anything special.
Or even worse, a generic puzzle game.
Yeah, that too. I mean, anything. But, half of the difficulty of curating something good for Kusogrande is asking kind of, okay, is this actually something that's entertaining to watch for an hour? Does this do enough interesting to make it worthwhile? It's very easy to just give people the absolute worst of the worst and laugh as they suffer over level 1, but it's not great entertainment to watch for an hour.
Oh yeah. It looks like Tina just decided to warp back in order to have another chance at this level without getting stuck. That's fair.
Yeah, that makes sense. At least she can shoot the terrifying air sharks now with her gun that shoots straight up.
Oh yeah, they deal a lot of damage if you just get hit like without... What am I even trying to say? Can you put words in my mouth, please?
Probably. I was going to say that the last time I saw her battling an air shark, or the time when I really took note of it, was when it just knocked her straight into the water. And I did love the irony of a shark that was flying in the sky below her, knocking her upwards into water.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Church is just really struggling right now. It's fine. There is still plenty of time to catch up. By the way, I saw somebody point out ET for the Atari, and I would actually probably say that would not make the most interesting match. Because yes, they would struggle. Yes, it's terrible. But at the same time, within the first 30 seconds or so, you know what the game is about, and probably no one's going to make progress during that hour. Yeah.
There may be a case for ET, but probably not as a full-length match. But we do other.
Oh yeah.
We do have other sections in Kusogrande. Later on in the brackets, we have what we call the Gauntlet, which is 1 hour and 10 challenges split across 10 different games.
Yep.
That's always a fun time.
Their goal is to complete as many of those challenges as possible. And ET, because it's fairly easy to understand what's going on quickly, might actually make a good gauntlet challenge. I like it. Okay, we'll go ahead and put that into our list of possibilities, Bad Haiku. I like it.
That's not a bad idea. And we do indeed now have the ability to do that, I think, with part of our change to the setup this year. But that's behind the scenes stuff that the GDQ audience, excuse me, they don't care about. That's fine.
Let's talk about all the technicalities that go into everything.
I mean, we can, but we won't.
Like, Tina is a little bit stuck, and I'm not 100% sure what's happening here.
Do you know what she needs to do? Do you have momentum when you're running? Can you kind of slide under the
I don't
one
believe you
box?
can. I kind of feel that she's not supposed to go this direction right now.
The only other way she could go, I suppose, I mean, going to the left takes her back to the guy in the house who is sitting on the ceiling and gives you the gun that shoots up. I don't know if there was any other direction she could go. Not that I'm playing or paying a great deal of attention to whether there are extra little bits and pieces, because I'm trying to watch both people at the same time.
Okay, I'm reading a little bit of information.
I'm being informed on what has to be done here, and it's very, very stupid.
Oh no.
Okay, so apparently there is a slime on that screen that moves, and if you crouch while you're standing on it, you move with it.
No! No! Why would you? With no indication. Why?
Oh, I love that trap, though.
Oh, it's a good trap.
But yeah, apparently that's the method of
That's
getting
so
through
dumb.
the one tile high
Is there
blocks.
anything in the manual that says that? Because this is BS, okay? I'm calling it right now. This is dumb. I'm gonna open the manual and see, you can attach your feet to slime.
You do that. I'm going to watch as Tina probably tries. I think she's going to try and drop into this pit again and move to the left into the open gap, if she can do that while falling. Or maybe she's trying to do... No, she went to completely the other side. No, I don't know if that was an intentional fall there or not.
I don't know.
Have you had any luck with the manual, bro?
I'm reading through it. All it does right now is show the upside down sharks. Let me see if it talks about anything here. Vernia. We're on Vernia, right? This is Vernia.
Telluvia?
Oh,
Something
Turvia?
like that. Turvia, that's it.
Okay, the tree branches are great platforms for jumping. Yeah, we learned that. Remember to talk to the mayor. He'll give you valuable information.
Didn't he give her a gun?
Here's your information. Bam, bam.
I'm guessing that the manual doesn't give any hints about slimes.
Nope, there's nothing. I just love it though. So good.
Oh, Church in Charge is still going through this.
I'm not surprised. This section is one of the more brutal sections. It's not the lava... Well, I mean, this stage does have lava, but it's not the lava stage. Because there's a worse stage.
Oh my god. Of course there's a worse stage.
With lava. Let's see, are you going to talk to the mayor?
You have a gun that shoots straight up, so shoot the mayor.
That's all he says? That's not useful.
Bring me the gravitational device. You have a gun that shoots straight up.
This
Hey,
is...
Tina actually took my advice and tried to shoot him.
Unfortunately, the mayor is impervious to bullets.
Unfortunately, my advice is usually not very useful.
Yeah.
My advice is things like, hey, you should sign up for Kusogrande. Hey, you should play Paris Dakar Rally Special.
So everybody who wants to know, those who are just showing up, this is an invitational Kusogrande. We do also have the regular tournament going on at my channel. We have some matches tomorrow, actually, about the same time frame, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. And the tournament goes on for a while.
Tina has gone to a different level. Do you think that she thinks she's finished with that planet for now?
She might think that. I think it's fine to go to this other level.
Considering it's kind of unclear as to whether there is anything she can actually do on that previous stage, I would say it's probably...
Okay, actually, Cadus is sending a message. Cadus is our official referee for Kusogrande, and usually they are fantastic at giving information about what they need to do. And in this case, he's ruling, yes, Tina needs to do the planet in the order.
Well, Tina is going back to Turvia, so...
She's like, Drat, I was really hoping that was a comeback later. Nope. I love it.
Poor Tina.
It's all right. Tina can beat this level. There's still stuff that she can do. She's just got to figure out the slimes.
She just got to figure out a really, really silly mechanic that isn't hinted at or mentioned anyway.
I mean, why would it be?
Does she even know that she can... the slimes don't hurt her if she touches them? Because I think she's been jumping over them.
She's locked onto some and they didn't do damage.
I know she spent a little while trying to shoot them. And I know that she also kind of tried jumping over them at points, but...
This is a lot of, like... Okay, she tried standing on the slime just a little bit. She knows it doesn't hurt her.
Okay. Will she figure out the next step? That's the question.
Puzzle platformers.
Oh, it's moving her.
Oh, that should be enough to...
She may have noticed that it moved her then. If she was paying close attention...
She's just got to put the pieces of the puzzle together right now.
Yep, I think she's aware now that they move her, but I don't know whether she's worked out, as you mentioned, to put the pieces of the puzzle together.
These blocks are afraid.
What do these blocks do? What? They confuse
move up
terrible.
And down. They kind of vibrate a little bit.
In a really bizarre and slightly terrifying manner.
Could give you a good back massage. Can you just imagine? That'd feel great.
I don't know. I mean, those things are pretty big. They may crush you to death.
So, yeah, for people who are wanting an update with places, Tina is one level ahead of Church and Sarge, which Church and Sarge, with one good push, could potentially move back into first place. Like, he's still definitely not out of it. And we have seen people change to first place before in the last 10 seconds of the match. So, anything is possible. I think actually in the last 1 or 2 seconds before.
I'm slightly worried Tina may have gotten a wrong idea just then, but...
Oh no. What happened?
She was sat staring at the water, and she saw that it had bubbles coming out of it, and now she's teleported back to the ship, and I'm wondering if she's going to try jumping into that hole that leads to the water again.
Oh no. Don't do it, Tina.
Oh no, she's... okay, she might be going back to the water.
It's like, Mr. Mayor, you were so helpful. Oh.
Those sharks are mean.
Yeah, I don't like them. Okay, Church and Sarge. Oh! Seriously, the plummeting as soon as you let go of jump is really bad.
That's the sort of thing that can take a long time to get used to.
It's so bad. the thing is, here's the deal, because you have to stay running in order to get horizontal jumps. And so what you want to do most of the time is just let go of jump and then jump as soon as you land on the bubble. But if you let go of jump, you plummet. So you essentially have to land on the bubble and quickly untap and then tap the jump button. It's ridiculous. It's way too precise to make these jumps.
You're trying to jump into the ceiling? Well, the floor, whatever. Look, the gravity's messed up. The gravity is rad. I can't tell.
Tina's on the bubbles. That's about it. Don't really do anything.
She's desperately trying everything she can think of. And now she's dropping down, and yeah. No bubble came out for her to land on.
Yeah,
Which is, it's slightly cruel that when you're on the other side of that, when you go the intended route, you can actually see the bubbles coming out of that water.
Mm-hmm. Now, even though we tend to laugh a lot at the games and the things that happen, at the same time, we try to give the runners as much support as possible because, you know, a lot of us have played games and we've been just stuck and, you know, trying everything to try to make it through and having a hard time. So they're just going through that same process that we all went through as kids, you know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, we laugh at the games. We don't really laugh at the runners. They are brave souls for venturing into these particular pits of heck.
I like the pause buffering that Tina was trying. I wonder, that could potentially work. I'm unsure. The goal of the race, by the way, is to make as much progress in 1 hour. They've got 1 hour to try to finish the game. I don't know if either of them will beat stage 3, which, how many planets were there? Like 10, 12?
I don't know, but I think you mentioned it. Let's have a look.
There are 9 planets in an asteroid belt. So this is just stage 3. And it's this brutal. I love it.
Does the game get significantly more difficult later on? Have you played much later on?
No. Why would I play Rad Gravity?
Okay, I'm the only one insane enough to actually play the games I give out. Tina is now crouching. Tina is crouching on slimes and moving and stuff, but has she put the idea together?
I think she might have. I hope. Tina, I've got hope for you. The block, though, the block just wants Tina. Oh, the block. Nope. Okay, Church and Sarge is still on stage 2, and unfortunately has been pretty much walled by the same place for a long time. I'm not too surprised. Both of these areas are extremely difficult to figure out and to get through. Church and Sarge is mostly just having a hard time with the crappy platforming that is Rad Gravity. Okay. There we go, through Area 1. Now, Church and Sarge has played quite a few platformers before. I know that he was one of the Dead Cells runners at this last
really?
GDQ during the race. Yeah, it was a great race. Unfortunately, I think he entered... What? There was no bubble?
No bubble spawned. That was
oh my gosh.
Unfortunate.
I think I know why. Because...
Come on, Tina, the slime.
Oh,
yes, Tina's figured it out.
Tina figured it out, yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Oh, and immediately the slime hurt her. It's life. It's life as Rad Gravity. My dog Spot ran away and I need him to herd my cow. Okay. If you need a boat,
kneel by the
lake. Maybe that's the mayor. Oh my gosh, we thought the gun dude was the mayor, but it's this guy the whole time. So dumb. Helpful information. This is like I'm Simon's Quest, except it actually tells you how to do it.
So this is a step above Simon's Quest.
A step above Simon's Quest. At least they told you.
Tina has stated that she is very unhappy.
Church and Sarge is also saying that they're very unhappy.
I can understand that with both of them.
You know, I chose this game, and I think that I'm one of the only game masters who has chosen games that made people rage quit. It doesn't happen too often. I don't think it's going to happen today, but...
I think it's happened with a GM or two that wasn't you, but it's certainly rare. Stay with my cow as Spot herds her back.
Wow, Spot barely has any spots.
That's a really weird looking dog.
It's very stuck up, okay? Very conceited dog here. There we go.
Oh, it doesn't so much herd as it does, I don't know, lead? It's just walking forward and barking, and the cow is following.
Cow's probably just as annoyed as I am. Okay, come on, cow, go in the door. Or not. Oh no! No, she has to do it again because she went into the building!
Oh my god.
I love this game, okay? Everything about this game, absolutely perfect.
This game is suffering. In kind of the perfect way for Kusogrande, admittedly, but still.
Oh my gosh. Church and Sarge, I think, is at the point where he's not really going to be able to get to where Tina is. Unfortunately, he fell really behind, but if he can manage to beat this stage in the remaining time, that'll be a huge testament to his ability to just keep trying, even though the odds aren't looking the greatest. I love this game.
Okay,
I know I've already
Tina has successfully walked the cow back, and now she's at the bit with the bubbles in the water again.
I guess?
Presumably get out of here.
No!
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh no, Church and Sarge back into the lava. This game looks awful. Yeah, that's kind of the point. But this game was sold for money, for real money. You could have gone down to the store. Okay, just imagine you're going to your local Radio Shack, because for some reason Radio Shack is renting out games. At least they did in my town. And this is before Blockbuster existed.
Wait,
You're like,
renting or selling?
Renting.
Okay.
We did video game rentals at Radio Shack, okay? And you can be like, I want the most tubular video game hunkadory thing that you have. This is the 80s slang that I'm trying here.
And the game is called Rad Gravity, so
I want the raddest game, and they're like, oh, you know what? We have just the game for you, Rad Gravity, only on Nintendo NES. And then you rent it, and you're like, wow. I'm glad that I didn't pay full price for this.
game rentals were really expensive over here. Like, not as expensive as games, obviously, but it was like, I think a rental for one day was probably about like 10% the price of the game, so...
Yeah, that's that's not a bad price.
I don't know, I think... Let me mentally
By the
convert
way,
this
we
into
are
US
right
dollars.
at the end of the match. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that is it. Very nice. Oh my gosh. Rad Gravity, we're done with this.
We might get... People might be shouting at us shortly. I don't know how upset Tina and Church are, but we'll find out soon.
Yeah, we'll find out. Hello, I think we see Tina and Church.
We see
Man,
both.
time was like 40 minutes ago, right?
No.
Yeah.
Church and Sarge, this is your first Kuso match, right?
This is this tournament, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you survived. You got through quite a bit. But this isn't the best game in the world. So, yeah, I see Tina joining us. Tina, what are your thoughts about Rad Gravity?
There's so clearly a video game somewhere in here.
That's about right. Like, they tried. Like, there's so much innovation in here that just didn't go over very well.
Tina, you usually like puzzle platformers with alternate routes and things like that, don't you? Is this something that you thoroughly enjoyed throughout?
I mean, it would be a lie if I said I wasn't considering picking this up as a speedrun.
By the way, there's only one speedrunner who has a time for 100%.
Oh, yeah? Faizy,
Yeah.
what's your time?
I don't think he's
No,
played this
no.
game.
No.
His time is no. Just so you know. Yeah, Church and Sarge, was there anything that particularly frustrated you? Or what are your overall opinions of the game?
Why is my robot friend attacking me? I hate lava.
Okay.
Platforms suck.
Okay.
These all sound like valid concerns with Rad Gravity.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like the second level, the lava level, is honestly a huge wall, but every level in this game is a huge wall. I mean, the robot friend is kind of cute. He's got an eye and everything.
But he shot me.
Oh, yeah, that
think.
part's less good.
I'm not really sure. I just kind of died.
What you have to
Yeah,
do
he
there...
kills you real quick, huh?
Oh, yeah. As soon as he gets lasers. What you have to do there, Church and Sarge, is destroy the engine for the machine before the robot friend goes in, and that'll save him.
This really is just proof that we should never equip computers with lasers or they will instantly turn on us and destroy.
It's true.
I mean, they did inform us that they were going to turn our computer friend into an evil robot. Like, they were really specific about the evil part.
Yeah, you've got a good point there. Is there anything redeeming about this game, do you two think? I know that you have plenty of complaints.
I don't have to play
I
it
actually had a
anymore.
lot of fun.
You don't have complaints? Okay. I was wondering if we'd get more than that, but that's about right. It's honestly, I feel like this game has a lot of things that it failed at, but at the same time, they're kind of exciting.
I think this game has a lot of ideas. It just doesn't actually make them work.
I feel like I was lied to when the manual said jump in the fire pits and you might get something good, and then the
Oh, I
fire
got points
pits were
once.
insta-kill.
I got
Well,
points once for jumping into a fire pit accidentally.
There is a fire pit that gives you a health upgrade, and both of you got that.
Oh, that's where that came from. I was wondering.
Didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I saw you pass it quite a few times, Church and Sarge, but you eventually got it.
Yeah, I got knocked into that pit by tinfoil.
The aluminum crash
We've-
ghost.
We've got special names for those. We spent a long time discussing what exactly those were.
They're trash ghosts
yes,
to me.
Oh yeah, I
they
gave you
are-
all a long time to discuss that, certainly.
They are aluminium foil, ghost, owl, Metroid, trash bag monster.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Thank you.
I think then we are starting to get everything ready for the next match. Anything you want to say before we take off?
Good game, good race.
Thanks
Well,
for having me.
good race.
You both did fantastic. Honestly, this game is extremely frustrating, and the fact that you managed to keep the hour and go through it just makes me happy. Seriously, great job.
Yes, congratulations, both of you. That does not look like a fun game to play blind and be forced to sit there for an hour and just kind of try and deal.
Yeah, it's definitely rough. I would say, by the way, everybody who's watching, these streamers are frequently streaming on Twitch. You should totally go check out their streams. We've got their names up there for the runners. Tina Hacks you're representing the Game Masters, right?
That's right.
And Church and Sarge representing the GDQ staff. That's what I love to see, yeah.
Do also go and follow the runners from the previous match as well, as I don't remember if we said specifically to go and follow them, but those were Proton John and Withheld.
Yes.
And you can doubtless find those names on the schedule or the brackets. I believe the brackets are up there, so yeah, you can go and follow them as well.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks everyone who played that match. Congratulations again to Tina. You guys will be able to see Church again in the losers bracket when we get there. But we're going to take another break before our third match here. And I believe we're going to be switching commentators a little bit. So we'll be back in a little bit with our last match between Corndon and Mike. All right, everyone, welcome back to the Hotfix. We are back with our third match for the Kusogrande Invitational. got a little bit of a change up. We've got swapped our commentators a little bit. We've got Tristan replacing Faizu. We're going to be having Corndon versus Mike Uyama. We haven't revealed the game yet, but before we do, I just want to remind everybody once more that game submissions are open for Summer Games Done Quick 2019, and also the applications to volunteer on site are open as well. So if you want to check out either of those, go to www.gamesdonequick.com, and all of the dates for the deadlines for this SGDQ are listed on the website as well. But Rosentia, why don't you introduce us to our new friend?
Sure, Tristan is hopping on over here. Tristan has long time been playing in Kusogrande, but this time is actually just choosing games for our latest one, Kusogrande 4. Honestly, he's got a very particular style of video game. Tristan, what do you have coming up for us?
Well, you've always said that games in Kusogrande don't always have to be extremely painful. They can also be extremely weird, and I thought I would round our first trio out here with something extremely weird. I went and found just the strangest thing I could find for the TurboGrafx 16, actually. Yeah, a nice little Japanese thing based on a children's comic and a children's cartoon. And I'm going to own that I'm just completely American and I have no idea how to pronounce this. I would butcher it if I tried.
Do you want some pronunciation help?
Yes.
Obochamakun.
Obochamakun. Yeah, okay.
Pause is
what does that
important,
mean?
but-
Any ideas what it means?
Little Prince, I think is what it means.
Little Prince, okay.
Yeah, so this is based on a comic and a cartoon about an extremely rich kid in kindergarten, early school, primary school. Made by an artist that is known for political commentary, so there's a whole lot of satire in it, but it's a children's thing.
If it is Shin-chan, I know that.
It's not Shin-chan.
Well, okay, people are saying it's Shin.
Similar motif.
Similar motif, okay.
But yeah, this is just weird. It's bad, but it's not as painful as Paris Dakar or Rad Gravity. So it's more of a lighthearted.
Yeah, Rad Gravity. I always choose the most evil that I can do, so that we feel pain, but also some semblance of joy. This, I haven't really seen much of this. I think that you've chosen some very strange games from Japan, and this one looks like it's gonna fit right in for there.
Yeah, so I know that I ran this by you a little bit before we chose it, but even you have not seen everything this game has to offer. The video I showed you left out some of the more amusing details, so I'll be excited to see your reactions to some of this.
Sweet. I honestly, yeah, okay, I remember what I saw about this. I think I'm going to be super surprised. I'm excited.
So am I.
Cool. So, he's blushing, sitting here on the front page there. Now, I am going to be doing the countdown, and as usual, Railcoon, who is sitting listening to our lovely voices here, will start our timer as soon as I say go.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Wish them the best of luck. They won't see you, but maybe if they go watch the VOD, they'll see what you're saying. Be sure to say hi to Tristan and Tina, because they'll love you. Forever.
So let me just jump in here with the main gimmick of the game. I do not understand why or anything, but there are these blue shells on the ground, and when your character walks up to them, you can hold up to sing karaoke. And when you sing karaoke, one of the nearby pickups turns into something else. Like we see here, Corndan has summoned a bodybuilder, I guess, who is a shield.
Wait, he's a shield? Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
So the best thing here is shortly we're gonna find one of the most amusing summons. I'm hoping they stop to pick it.
Okay. It looks like Corndan has gotten bat powers.
Yeah, that's just, you turn into a bat sometimes. That just happens. Okay, here we go. Corndan is now going to be very shortly summoning air support. There we go.
Okay. Ooh, I like this guy. That beard is majestic.
It is an amazing beard.
Okay, Mike is trying to do karaoke, but I think you have to jump on top of it, right? Oh,
you
look at
have
Mike's
to be
butt.
on it or in front of it, just in the general vicinity. The trick of it, though, is it turns a nearby power-up into a different one. If you've already picked up the power-up it wants to replace, you don't get anything.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Also, one-hit death.
Taking a death. One-hit death? Oh, no.
One-hit death, but infinite continues. This is a pretty kind game for the fact that it's also completely mean.
Yeah, I like the shrimp have wheels. I like that the fish have little fan things that waving around here. Oh, geez. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of death in a little bit.
We're going to see a lot of death, but fortunately it's very quick to get back to where you were, because even continuing, you start over where you would just dying anyway.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, it looks like Corndan turned into a cat.
Yeah, so that's how you run. In Mario,
Okay.
you hold down B to run, or Y. In this, you hold down while moving around, and you turn into a dog-cat thing? I don't know why.
You know, when I saw this at first, I was thinking Week of Garfield, because your sprite looks a lot like Garfield in that game as soon as you turn into the small cat.
Yeah,
I don't know
what's
what's...
lasagna here.
I don't... You can make some lasagna. Oh no, they all turned to stone.
Yeah, picking up milk turns everything to stone for some reason. I get the feeling that if I could read Japanese, some of this may make more sense, but on the other hand, maybe it wouldn't.
I have no idea. This milk is brutal. Okay, it looks like Corndan has another upgrade, a crying child with a pan. Maikuyama, though, has switched to the lead, managing to finish the swimming stage relatively quickly.
Yeah, so here in this stage, we have cats in tops and ducks making what could be inappropriate gestures. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's one neat thing about this game, is that even though it's one-hit death, full of gotchas, and kind of just terrible overall, every single stage has unique enemies, and they get more and more ridiculous as you go.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that. I like the dogs and cats in the cups, though. Good. Okay, there we go. Both players are on the same stage. Honestly, there's a lot to do until the end of the match. We're only 4 minutes in, you know?
It is not impossible that we will see a double completion here. It's kind of why I wanted the final slot of the...
Oh, really? Double completion. Now, in general, when we do have one person beat a game, we still keep going until the other person either completes it or ends up being unable to make any progress by the end of the game. So, even if we do see a completion, we would hope that we could see two.
So Corndan has moved on to a cave and has found his friend the Hammer Brother again. Here you have moles throwing maracas. Again, I don't know why, but they're adorable, and I want to see them in Smash Brothers.
They're kind of cute. I like them. For those who do not know the players here, by the way, Maikuyama is the creator of Games Done Quick. He's been around for quite a while in the speedrunning scene. Maybe a little tiny bit, you know. Also, he is involved in Kusogrande. He's here representing GDQ staff. Corndan, on the other hand, is representing Kusogrande staff. He is often behind the scenes, making a lot of things work. He's been a huge help throughout
Corndan
the
is,
last years.
Kusogrande tech genius.
Oh, yeah.
For me, this is kind of revenge on both of them for being directly or adjacently involved in the stuff I had to play in Kusogrande 3. So, you know, I gotta take my shots when I get them.
Yeah, do it. So this is a match. Both players are trying to make as much progress as they can in an hour. Whoever has made the most progress once the hour hits is the victor. Now, if they die and end up going back, still, they end up setting their own personal record, their personal best for how far they made it in there. That's how we judge it, not based off of who is the farthest at the end.
So as we can see in the cave, both racers are running into some of the beginnings of difficulty.
Yeah,
just the number of things that are thrown at you, considering it's one hit.
I see a lot of death.
There's
I'm
a
not
lot of
100%
death.
sure why, but like, what causes them to like grab a stick and cry? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, our chat is noticing something that we didn't call out, that one of the pickups is a pile of poop and it summons a UFO that clears the screen. Just go with it. It's not the most unusual thing in this game, I assure you.
Well, welcome. I don't know. It's Kusogrande.
Welcome to Kusogrande.
It happens. If you have gone a whole day of Kusogrande without seeing some form of poop, then it's a weird day. And in fact, I'm trying to think, at least 2 of our 3 games have had it. Paris Dakar as well, however you say that.
Yeah, Paris Dakar Rally, that was a treasure, and I felt a little intimidated that maybe my humble offering wouldn't be able to match it, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. So Mike has reached the boss, which is 2 dancing hippos.
Damn. Aw, they're... Well, no, they're not really that cute. Okay. Shake that patootie. Yeah, okay, the hippos are dead and Mike is moving on. Corndan is falling a little bit behind, but we have a full hour. For those who want to know, we have been doing full-blown tournaments. Right now, the one that we've got, the main one, is going... And I think we have 176, 177 players, something like that. We have them at my channel all throughout, so feel free to come stop on by. We've got some matches tomorrow night at the same time as here. However, this invitational is a special chance for us to just show off to a larger audience the kind of stuff that we end up with, and it's beautiful.
A whole lot of weird happens. So Mike is on to World 2 and has had summoned air support, which did the amazing work of shooting all of the flowers on the ground, because for some reason sunflowers are also one-hit death.
Ooh, that was a very muscular bear.
Yeah, and they kind of enrapture when you shoot them.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
You're gonna hear me saying I don't know a lot during
Trot around. Just gotta show off your bearliness. Okay, yeah, Mike is gaining more of a lead at this point. This is nice. Really good for him. Corndan still isn't that far behind, as long as you can get through some of these stages quickly. At the same time, sort of my thought here is that Corndan might be trying to rush a little bit too much, because that alligator just kept landing right on top of his head. And if you're not going full speed, you can dodge it. Yeah, and he's been dodging it the last couple attempts.
Yeah, so I always find it interesting to kind of evaluate strategy in a match like this, because not only are you playing a blind game that you know nothing about, but usually the reason it's bad has something to do with the fact that it doesn't behave like a game should. And in this case, one of the main things is that you need to be patient and see what's coming, which is counter to your instinct when in a race.
Yeah, it's always strange in a race situation because oftentimes you're thinking every death they are making more progress and they are passing. So I can't blame Corndan for kind of wanting to rush through this stage, especially after all those deaths. But now we're on to the hippos. That's all we want.
Yeah, we just want the dancing hippos. Just an hour of that. Unfortunately, Corndan walked into one of them. The trick with them is you need to stay between them. Mike, meanwhile, has moved on to a latter part of World 2 where you have snoring eagles and dashing dingoes.
And it looks like you also have slippery slopes.
Yes, there's some alliteration.
Okay, the bird's dead. Good, nobody likes birds anyways. I like the dingoes, though. Like, some of the sprites and animations in them are so good.
The animations are really solid in this. They just kind of are weird in a lot of cases. But it's all really well put together. It just all combines for a really strange and a kind of frustrating game.
Yeah, if I enjoyed video games with blushing children who had triangle hair, this would totally probably be at the top of my list.
You know, if that replaced Battle Royales, I think we would still come out ahead.
Yeah, make it happen, Twitch. Yeah, I'm just imagining the newest esports. This child. That's all it is. Just this child running around. Okay,
well,
hippo time
does
again.
Claim to be the worst esports player.
Oh, it's true. No, Corndan, you're just getting greedy. I think learning the pattern is extremely important when it comes to bosses here. And moving out of their way, figuring out how you can avoid damage is extremely helpful.
Yeah, there is a very specific pattern those hippos take, and you have to stay between them while dealing your damage. Now, if you just focus fire on one of them, you can take it out in about half a cycle, and then you have an entire half of the arena open to just take your shots, but you've got to get there first.
People are asking why the character was naked, and simply put, it's Japan, and about, I'd say 70 to 80% have nudity in them in some regards. So, don't ask, it's Japan. Just like the poop summoning UFOs, nudity is about the same. Okay, there we go. The gopher's dying, alligator's dying all over the place on Corndan's side, and
Corndan took a maraca to the head, unfortunately.
Oh, that's what's happening. I thought he was just holding a stick and crying at the end of it.
Mike just moonwalked off the stage, and I'm a little concerned.
Oh boy. Okay, Mike getting into the stage relatively quickly.
So this stage's special enemies are dizzy ostriches and backflipping moles.
Not the moles.
No, just pretty much every stage in this game has completely unique enemies. It's probably one of the most charming things.
Oh yeah, I love it. Okay, Corndan is summoning a UFO. Great. It's always helpful. All right. Meanwhile, Mike... Oh, unfortunately, Mike's friend fell in the pit, I guess? Oh no, Corndan, no! Don't die.
So Mike is on the second boss, which is this genie throwing chickens at you. Yeah, wow. Enjoy this.
Oh my gosh! I love that that's like the whole boss. A genie throwing chickens.
Yeah, the genie is also a pig.
Okay, I'm trying to think right now because we're 15 minutes in. Horndan is really struggling with the first cave. I feel like in 1 or 2 more attempts, though, he should be able to get through it. Honestly, he's making solid runs through it now instead of just dying to the early enemies. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed. No! Well, I'll look away next time.
Commentator's curse to the nth degree, you have to look away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they are about a world apart, but that's not all that much. World 3 definitely steps up the difficulty a little bit, and I would expect to see Mike struggle a little bit, giving Corndan a chance to catch up. But then again, maybe he'll surprise.
Maybe.
So the funny thing about this genie boss is that his only attack is these chickens that run along the ground, so if you stand far enough away, you can just mash attack, and there's nothing he can really do to you.
I love it. Okay, it looks like the genie is down, and Mike Uyama has finished World 2. Corndan is almost finishing up World 1. How many worlds are there?
There are only 4, but they get more difficult as you go, so I was expecting to see this last an hour, but they're halfway done already. I am expecting some trouble on Worlds 3 and 4.
Oh, never mind. The genie wasn't dead. I was lying, but now it's gone.
Yeah, he kind of just disappears and reappears.
He disappeared, and I thought that meant he was dead, but I forgot genies can do that. Stupid genies.
So World 3 kind of introduces divergent routes a little bit. There's a low route and a high route here in 3-1. The low route has the detriment of having these trampolines that can send you catapulting straight up. But if you take one, more often than not, there's going to be a bird waiting just off screen above.
Oh, geez. Yeah, there's so many birds. Drinking the milk, though, makes it a little bit more trivial.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just taking a look here. This level seems fairly straightforward. There's a lot of platforming that you can do, but Mike is just opting for one of the low routes here to try to make as much progress as possible. Okay, that wasn't a bad attempt there.
Yeah, that's not the worst idea. Trying to go the high route just kind of results in you taking longer to move across the level, and that just increases the risk of taking a bird to the dome like he just did.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, there is definitely context somewhere. No one currently on commentary knows what it is. Like I had said, this is based on what I was led to believe, I read, was a children's comic and a children's cartoon with some light political commentary to it based on making fun of this bratty rich kid.
Huh. I'm trying to think. He does seem kind of bratty. I don't like it.
Yeah, I went and I watched an episode of this. I couldn't really find any English translations easily, but I watched what I could, and it's pretty annoying, to be honest. He's very irritating, and in a very deliberate and intentional way. So
yeah, he probably deserves all these deaths.
Well, maybe. That's a little harsh.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Like, we've got alligators just eating him, and it seems like nobody else really cares.
So Mike had moved on to the clouds and immediately got
geez.
Smacked by a pigeon or something coming out of a hat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Mike is definitely still pulling more into the lead. This doesn't mean that Corndan is out of it. As long as Corndan can finish some of the other stages a lot faster than Mike, there is a chance that he can move back into this competition. But for now, Mike is significantly ahead.
Yes. So an interesting thing about the stage that Mike is on is you can actually just treat it like Super Mario World and fly across the top of the screen with your bat power-up. This is, after all, not No Cape, No Star World.
That would have been cruel if you told them no bat.
Well,
I don't think I'd even know how to control it.
You just multi-jump and you can flap like that. And then your character just takes a headfirst dive off of the cloud. It'll be fine, though. He's got that little point on his head. That's how he sticks into the ground.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
Corndan
after
back
that you
to
move on
boss.
to roller coaster stage here. This is where I had some trouble.
No, Corndan! The hippo just slid into you. The right hippo is almost dead as well. I think one more try and Corndan should be able to get it. The pattern is always the same.
Mike is actually really impressing me with how he's done so far. I took a bit longer than 20 minutes to get this far. World 4 may give him some trouble, though he just went down the hole there.
Oh no!
Commentator's curse.
That's how it goes. Oh, this level looks like Bubsy. I feel bad saying that, but...
Mike did discover that you can ride on the coaster carts, but not the whole way.
Yeah. Whee!
And sometimes the cart just decides to kill you instead.
Oh no!
Let's see if Corndan can take down the hippos.
Hippos, please die.
No.
Oh no, no! Why would you...
So, as you shoot, you lose your ability to move for the entire duration of the animation. So what Corndan probably should do, considering that you can't mash a hippo down fast enough before he can start his movement cycle, is to just move with them, and when the hippos stop and start dancing again, that's when you go to town on doing the damage.
Yeah. I think he's gonna get this next time. He's gonna get it. Yeah, so for people who are just stopping on by, who are new here, this is Kusogrande, the tournament of bad video games. Bad, obscure,
I'm sorry,
or
let me
strange.
interject with one quick thing. The level that Mike is on does have a little bit of flashing in it, especially the boss, so I just figured I'd warn everyone about.
Okay, cool. So be aware, yeah, we've got flashing right now. Thank you so much for letting people know. So yes, this is a bad video game tournament. They've got 1 hour because nobody wants to beat most of these games. 1 hour to make as much progress as possible.
It wouldn't be one of my games without flashing. That is unfortunately true this season, and not by any method of intent.
Oh yeah. That's what happens some days, you know? I'll forgive you.
It's surprisingly common in this era of games. Alright, here we go. Hippos. Give Corndan your energy. He's gonna do it this time.
Come on, Corndan, kill the hippos.
We're down.
Okay, what? Oh my gosh. Okay, very close, but hippo's wiggling to the left, shaking the butt.
He did
I think it's... Yeah, nice. Oh my gosh, he got your power twitch, chat. I felt it.
Are you sure that wasn't just gas?
I don't know. Oh, I'm looking at this company because I'm not too familiar with the company. Arc System Works Co. They're also known as Arc Co. They worked on a lot of BlazBlue games, from what I can see. Or a
So
lot of
here's where the
BlazBlue
flashing
DLC.
happens, by the way, like the bad flashing.
Avert your eyes if needed. Lean into the screen if you don't need to avert your eyes.
So for some reason, this
Oh,
guy
jeez.
has a lot of the same painting in his house.
He's an artist. Yeah, this is a little intense.
Yeah, it is.
Oh boy.
So if you did look away, it's over now.
Oh, Arxis made Guilty Gear.
Yes.
Aw, and Codename Viper. And
Quite a long way from this, isn't it?
Battletoads for the Genesis. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they definitely have gone across the spectrum of video games. I like it.
So Mike is on World 4, which shocks the heck out of me. I did not expect him to just run this game over. The
Yeah.
enemies of World 4-1 are monkeys and flying pigs that drop smaller pigs.
Ooh. Pigs that drop pigs? What kind of world is that?
Yeah, they're the never talk to me or my son ever again pigs.
Oh, I love it.
Fortunately, you can call in air support to shoot down the pigs.
Corndan is doing pretty well on this stage, by the way, avoiding the bears. Okay, sending a few to heaven. That's fine. Sometimes bears just deserve to die.
What is it with you and wildlife? Like, you think puppies deserve to die, you think...
I'm not talking about the other species that I've talked about dying, but it happens. All bears go to heaven? Yeah, exactly! See, I just understand them.
Bro is a noted fan of cows? I have good news for you. We're gonna see a cow later. Well,
So-
kind of a cow. Half
By the
of
way,
a
I'm looking at some of the credits, and the first credit for this game, Nobutatsu Shiga, has the role of Kona Monkey. And that's it. I have no idea what they did.
The gimmick of Stage 4-2, by the way, is this really adorable otter who has more than one favorite rock and wants to share it with.
Aw. Just throwing them down, trying to destroy your face, but... yeah.
See, the thing is, when you get hit by those, you don't, like, die. You just get that little point on your head flattened, and you become so distraught you have to start the level.
I mean, I would. Gotta fix that hair. Oh, you can kill
Yep.
the otter, no.
Yeah, and the otter just kind of goes down like a B-52 that was shot. Corndan, meanwhile, is making good progress, and as soon as I said that, he jumped into a pit.
Well, as soon as you have a water section that's actually a platforming section, you can expect that. It's dumb.
Yes. The frogs are pretty awesome on Mike's screen, though.
Oh, yeah. I do think, by the way, Corndan is trying to rush a little bit more. I think he knows Mike managed to make a lot of progress while he was stuck on the cave. Oh! The eel! There goes Corndan. Luckily, Infinite Continues makes this actually doable.
Mike is saying in the race chat that he likes this game, and I'm not surprised. He's trouncing it.
The person who is credited as being an alligator for this game also did the graphics for The Adventures of Gilligan Island, which was an NES game that I think is a little bit infamous. So thank you for being the alligator for this game. I don't know what that means, but that's cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think with this game, it's definitely got its charm, even though it's kind of strange. I would say this is definitely Kuso. You know, Kuso oftentimes goes the weird route rather than the terrible route.
Is that a 16-ton pig? Why, yes, it is. When it hits the ground, you are stunned for a moment, as we just saw. One landed on the ground right next to Mike, and while he was stunned from the impact, it bounced over and landed on him.
Oh, wow. Why are the penguins in Egypt? They're in the wrong, like literally the worst place that they could be. Move away from the equator, you penguins. Okay? Move away. They're not listening.
No,
Oh, the pig just destroyed Mike. They must be South Pole penguins. All penguins are South Pole penguins.
Now, for all you know, there could just be a formal event going on here, and they're dressed to show up, so they show.
Oh yeah, or a penguin convention.
Yeah, I mean, I would host a penguin convention somewhere warm and sunny if I was, living in the Arctic or the Antarctic.
Yeah, give them a break.
They're on vacation.
Oh,
Like-
jeez, the dingoes.
They put in like 160 hours a week being penguins in the snow. They're entitled to take a vacation once in a while, Braccentia.
It's quite a bit. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't have that kind of dedication.
Well, you've got to be a special kind of bird to fit the bill.
Wow. Wow. Did you just wing that one?
Yeah, it just kind of flew out.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
I suspect the joke may have laid an egg.
Birds! That's all I got for you. My brain's not working right now. It left. Ran out the door. Maybe someone will finish this eventually.
You're fired. I run Kusogrande now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not really. Okay, whatever. Okay, people are making some progress. Corn Dan is on to Cave 2. It looks like Mike is just getting wrecked by some of these penguins.
Yeah, Corndan has made some good progress while we were talking about not the match. I apologize. Mike is really close to the end. I am really surprised.
Yeah, this has been impressive. Now, if Mike finishes and Corndan isn't close, we're gonna still let Corndan work and try to make some progress. Until Relkun says no.
Corndan is performing about how I expected the racers to perform, and Mike is just surprising the heck out of me. Corndan is doing a very amicable job. He's definitely sticking with it, which is more than I was able to for 35.
Oh boy, Corndan is onto the genie.
He needs to be careful not to, take a chicken to the face.
Yeah, it happens. Oh, it's a cruel world out there. A world with
Mike
deadly
is on
chickens.
the final stage already.
Wow. Okay, just imagine you paid $50 for this game. It's funny, but is it $50 worth? Is it $60 worth? How much would you pay for this?
Absolutely not. I would be a little upset if I bought this retail and probably beat it in a day or two.
Yeah, it's
Alright, Corndan is getting round 2 with the genie.
good.
He needs to back up just a little bit. This boss is trivial if you stand and hit him at the very limit of your attack range. So Mike has this game's version of a Starman. It's where you ride 2 turtles, and while you're riding the 2 turtles, you're invincible. Again, I don't know. Apparently that's a gimmick with that character in the cartoon.
Okay, Corndan is actually doing pretty well with this boss fight. I believe Mike is on the end of World 4. I think this is the final boss?
No, I was mistaken. There's one more boss after this.
Okay.
Is a boss fight against just 3 clones of yourself, which would be a really scary fight, except when any given enemy takes damage, their shot disappears.
Oh, nice.
So you just do this.
Well, nice. I like this mirror match. And now Skull Dude shows up. Okay. Flew away. So wait, we have another set of levels then?
This is the final level.
What?
There are 4 worlds. I was just mistaken in exactly how many.
God.
What was what?
Nothing. Never mind. Oh, Gordon dying from a burn. We're gonna get banned. We're gonna get banned from this channel. It's all your fault, Tristan.
I might have missed that even happened. In my own defense, I played through this entire game, and for all I know, my roommate distracted me or something when that happened, and I missed it.
Oh my gosh. They're just outie belly buttons. We're fine. We're fine. That's all. It's Japan.
Yeah, that's what I figure it was. So Mike is on the actual final boss now, which is a bull spider thing.
What? This is the final boss?
Yes, that's the final boss.
Oh, baby. I don't like spider cows, okay? I hate cows, and I hate spiders, and I'm not sure which one I hate worse. So this is like the epitome of my nightmares right here, Tristan.
Well, you don't have to choose this way which one you hate worse. It's all in one package.
Oh, great. Hey, everybody. This is just what happens. I don't like it. Why is it guarding all the treasure? Spider cow, no. Oh, gee. Okay.
So,
yeah.
For a final boss, there's not much here. It's just a repetitive pattern of swooping back and forth while firing 5 shots over and over again in the same pattern. So this should be pretty short work for Mike.
Yeah, it seems fairly trivial once you actually get the pattern here. Corndan getting another game over.
5 or 7, I don't know. I can't count. This game has melted my brain.
Oh my gosh, just die, you cow. Ugh. Oh no, it's angry now. Guess what? It's doing literally exactly the same thing that it's been doing this entire time.
Yes. And that's it. I think Mike just finished the game in 39 minutes.
Wow.
I have failed.
Oh no, there goes the leg.
Yeah, Mike is asking if that's GG, and I'm just like, I can't believe you finished that in 40 minutes. Meanwhile, Corndan has made a pretty fair amount of progress. He's in the middle of World 3, which is by far not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. This was amazing. It looks like Mike may be able to come hop.
Yeah, Mike's gonna hop in. We're gonna let Corndan decide if he wants to continue or...
Oh, yeah, and it looks like I have been told by Corndan to say that Muffins is making him stop. So GG, that's it. That's the last of today. That's the last match for the night. This was fantastic. What a game. Tristan, what are your thoughts? Mike, hello. Mike, are you there?
Hey, Mike, you remember when you said that you were going to forget to unmute your mic? You forgot to unmute your mic.
Wow.
All right.
Mike.
I thought this was Kuso Grande, not Fun So Grande.
Oh, yeah. What, you enjoyed the game, Mike?
I even kind of enjoyed the game. I'm just not good at it.
That's sort of been the theme for today. In general, people have enjoyed the games, even if they've struggled a little bit. Yeah, I'm thinking, Corndan, honestly, it was that first cave that just really destroyed you.
Which one was the first cave again?
The hippos.
First cave.
Hippo Cave.
Oh, Hippo Cave?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little rough getting through there, but the hippos themselves are pretty easy.
I struggled with it, but I also had a cat that was trying to help me play. I mean, that's not going to excuse anything.
Cat-assisted gameplay. You know what? You won our hearts, Corndan, and that's all that matters. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah,
it's okay, you know.
You're out of the tournament.
Yeah, you're fired.
I didn't win your heart. Dang, I didn't get the real objective.
I was saying that, Corndan, your performance with that was about what I expected, and then Mike just blew me away with how he got past parts I struggled with.
I mean, that's just how
I
it
did
goes.
struggle with a couple of parts, mostly that pyramid bit at the end, with all the pigs. But then I just realized I should take it very, very slowly.
Yeah,
that's the name of the game.
Like, it feels like you want to rush, but honestly, for a first playthrough, it's better to just be safe.
Yeah, I did notice that one water stage with those beavers or otters. I kind of wanted to rush, but when I realized that if you were up at their level, they would actually throw the pellets at you, I just decided to take it really slow.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Well, cool. I'm thinking, Corndan, yeah, what are your thoughts? Was there anything that you particularly enjoyed about the game?
So, the music's not bad. The platforming's not bad. I had issues with controls, but that's nothing against the game.
Okay. So, platforming's fine.
Sitting here playing it.
Actually, I do have one question. How did I jump in the roller coaster that one time?
So you can ride on the roller coaster, but it seems like it's not intended. There's just death holes on either side of the coaster cart, and there's a spot in the middle. I discovered that too.
When it's not like slanting upwards, because when you tried
Yeah,
the
I
Punity
think
died to it,
that
it
was
was
the
going
thought
up
that I
a
had
hill.
too.
Yeah, it's honestly, I saw that stage. I was like, "This is Bubsy," and that's
Anyway,
all.
I can understand why you put this game in Kuso Grande because it's like really goofy and weird. But I didn't think it was a bad game at all. It was pretty fun. There's definitely some trolley bits, but I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I had explained after you two had tuned out to start the match that this was to shore up the very weird part of Kuso Grande because I figured that Brosentia and Faizu would bring the pain. I wanted to bring something a little stranger, as is usually my niche.
Yeah, we brought a little bit of pain. I enjoyed the strange though, and honestly, I think all three matches today have been fun watches. I've had a blast.
I definitely had fun watching Paris Dakar Rally. I didn't watch as much as Rad Gravity, but the ghosts were pretty entertaining too.
For those of you who weren't here at that time, I suggest going and watching the VOD, which I believe VODs will be made, so check it out. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who has helped arrange everything, all of the GDQ staff, Cadus. We do have normal matches for our large tournament, the 177 person tournament, instead of this 16-person tournament here. So
yeah, that is on Brosentia's channel.
Yeah. 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow are our next matches. So come on by if you'd like.
No, that's for you. Sorry.
Yeah.
And for us, not well, I guess I'm also GDQ, but for Kuso Grande.
Oh yeah, Kusogrande. And if you hated us, then you can send me Pictures of cats instead. Yeah, I like this.
I mean, I'm down with pictures of cats.
Yeah, okay. Just I hate cats, so if you send me pictures of cats, I'm gonna be so mad. Okay. Anything else you want to say, everybody here?
No, but I can reliably get on that roller coaster now.
Oh,
Still
good.
so dumb.
Well, the thing is, your dog form goes about as fast as the roller coaster, if not a bit faster. So
That's true.
Cool. Well, I think let's go ahead and throw it over to Railcoon, who I think has a few final words.
All right. Yeah, this was our first broadcast of the Kusogrande Invitational. We're going to be doing these mostly bi-weekly. We'll have a couple months where it won't be every other month, but we'll have the next date for this for you guys soon. We'll be tweeting about it. In the meantime, remember, submissions for SGQ are open, and applications to volunteer at that event are open as well. Since they were talking about the VODs will be up on our YouTube at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow if you want to check those out. In the meantime, if you really watch them before then, you can always check it out on our Twitch page. They'll be up on YouTube tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. I just want to thank everybody who played today. We had, and Brosentia and all of the organizers who were in here helping out. This was really great. Thanks, everybody. And we're going to sign out there.
Thank you.